Okay, so let's start from exactly where we left off. It's still night time. You're still in the Blue Water Inn, and you're still planning with Rictavio. Rictavio has sent a sending, so it's a spell that is sent over to Esmeralda, and she's going to be here in the morning to meet you, to team up with you, to fight. So yeah, let's plan it.
So are we going with the stealing the item plan? Making Johnson invisible, steal the item, so one of them can't go ethereal and gang up on her.
I think that's where we were going, wasn't it?
Yeah, because didn't we need to figure out how we're going to be able to, like, worst case scenario, if that fails, how we can keep one in one place.
Yes.
The other thing is, Dave, just as a quick question, and from like quizzing Van Richten, would we know that if the two go into the ethereal plane and one stays, would that break their coven?
Yes.
We've only got to get rid of one.
Yeah, but strictly speaking, we'd be able to get rid of one without actually having to kill one, if that makes sense. Like the two others would need to go into the ethereal plane and one would need to stay.
Yeah, but if we kill one, it'll send a message, won't it?
Would be the easiest way of doing it.
I think I asked this. Andy, have you got access to the spell haste?
No, I don't. No, I haven't got haste.
Okay.
I mean, I've got one spell where I can bind something in one spot, but I have to get hit on it.
Yeah.
However, as a backup plan, I was thinking about this the other day. Worst comes to worst, if that doesn't work, I can always transform into my Lycan form, do the right to attack, to bind it one spot, and if that doesn't work, I could always try grappling because I get advantage on strength. Worst case scenario, that's my backup plan. Unless anybody else has got any ideas.
I don't like we say a lot because we can cast greater invisibility can be cast on Johnson. So basically, it's undetectable. If we can get him to steal the stone, so that one can't go ethereal, and then, like you say, if worst case scenario, though, you can grapple and.
It's not going to be ideal, is it? But at least if we have a backup plan for a backup plan, yeah.
Because we can't cast spells on them.
Yeah, so the other thing that you've got to figure into it is Rictavio will produce a protection scroll. So protection scrolls are specific. And he's got a scroll of protection from fiends. The scroll of protection from fiends, the literal translation without me looking it up now, means that fiends can't get into your face and they cannot target you. So whoever, and he's happy to use this one use item for the fight. Whoever you cast this on needs to stay at range, and they cannot be targeted by any of the hag's abilities, which is huge, absolutely immense. So I mean, if I'm going from left to right on my Discord, for Reman, it's basically they can't counterspell you. For Damian, at range, you're doing your damage, and they can't fear you, they can't charm you. For melee, not as useful necessarily. So Valkyn and sorry, Luce, I'm still not used to your new character's name. Barwolf. Not necessarily as affected, but then there's Brungrik. If you're staying in the back lines, this protection scroll would be immense. So you've got to figure out who is casting this on. Van Richten, Rictavio, as we need to refer to him, will tell you that he's going to cast protection from good and evil on himself and keep that maintained, so he can't be charmed or frightened. And he's pretty sure Esmeralda will be doing the same.
I can also cast it on myself because I've got 2 uses of it, so I'll probably use my protection from good and evil, which with that the scroll of fiend or whichever, it probably then makes it null and void using it on me because I'll already have the anti-charm.
Okay.
The best to go on Reman, wouldn't it? Because if they can't spell it, he's
Yeah.
a drop of fire guard at the end of the day, isn't it?
I've got I've got protection against good and evil.
Which
you could also prepare haste as well. Haste is a 3rd level, and you've got access to it as a sorcerer. Or
is
are you a wizard?
Is wizard.
Oh, I think you can get it a wizard as a wizard as well.
Yeah,
It's
you haven't
wizard
got
and
it.
sorcerer.
It's not in his spell book.
It's not in my spell book. I have got
Haste is a fantastic spell.
I've got hold person.
They're not people. They're
Yeah.
fiends. But what can happen if the scroll goes on Reman? Reman can cast protection from good and evil against someone on someone else and concentrate on that.
Yeah, it makes sense because at least if I don't cast magic, I can still get in the fight.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're wanting Valkyn to do a very important job.
And it could do it with not being charmed. And it lasts, but the only thing is it lasts a minute, doesn't it?
Lasts a minute, and is it dispelled if I attack?
No.
The invisibility is and protection from good and evil only lasts for a minute, but again.
So
there's gonna be a time where you're just gonna have to sleep on it.
Yeah.
In terms of your spells, and I know you've just sent the text out, Miller. So Van Richten, Rictavio's advice would be for you to prepare protection from good and evil.
Yeah.
You're going to need mage armor up as soon as you get close. Cast mage armor. What aren't you going to need?
Alter self.
Not going to need alter self.
No.
Yeah, so you got mage armor up. He's pretty sure that your magic missile in this fight, which is a shame, won't be much good because he's quite sure that they'll have access to the shield spell, which just negates.
Yeah. What about the acid arrow?
Actually, they haven't got shield. No, so keep. Acid arrow is pretty good. I mean, core sphere is no good to you. Or is it? You definitely need protection from good and evil, though. Would be Rictavio's counsel.
I've done that.
Yeah. And he would advise you to cast that on Valkyn.
Okay.
And you take the scroll of protection.
Okay.
The only other helpful item that Rictavio is going to add to this is a second scroll, but this is a spell scroll, and it does have Raise Dead on it. Worst case scenario, if one of you does die in this fight, then he is going to be able to raise you. Obviously, you'd rather not.
That's a one-time jobby, yeah.
That's a one-time jobby. The other thing that he can add to the scenario is a spell called Death Ward. It's a high-level spell. He will tell you that he can cast on you, and it lasts 8 hours. It's not a concentration spell, so he can do it 3 times if he needs to. He can actually do it 4 times if he really needs to, but he really doesn't want to. Death Ward quite simply means that if you drop to 0 hit points, instead you stay on 1 hit point until the spell ends, and the spell ends when that happens.
I also have spell dying as a cantrip.
Yeah.
So though it won't get you back up, it will stop the death throws.
Yeah, if it gets to the point where if you're using an action and they're down, you're going to be using Healing Word, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's prepared to cast Death Ward on. Who do we need alive? Who has to be alive? It's going to be Valkyn, really. If the plan is to steal a one of the hag's bags.
Everything on Valkyn, isn't it?
The other thing is though, once you've stole the gem or stole the teleportation stone, the easiest thing Valkyn can do is actually lay the first hit as well. The attack starts with Valkyn because Valkyn can use his assassinate ability.
I was just about to say that, Jake. Yeah, if you could try and line me up for that first hit, I could do quite a sizable chunk.
I do have Vortex Warp, so once Andy's got it, I can zap him to a safe spot.
Read Vortex Warp for me, Mr. Miller.
You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. The target can choose to fail, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The chosen space must be on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze.
What's the range?
It's 90 foot, but at higher level, third or higher, the range of the spell increases by 30 feet for each slot above second level.
Other thing we've got is that Van Richten's trap, and you can't be counterspelled. If he uses the feed scroll, you can't be counterspelled. So the only thing they'd have to do is save their con save, and you could potentially teleport a hag.
Breaks the coven. Instantly breaks the coven.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, how close they got to be classed as a coven?
30 feet.
Oh, yeah, it does break the coven then.
So in theory, we've got a backup plan. Like we've got two or three backup plans now. So if we've got enough going into this fight now.
Okay, like it. So plan A is get Valkyn in, get his assassinate, get him doing what he does, and try and steal the bag. Do as much damage as you can, steal the bag, finish her off. Plan B, get one out of there. Yeah?
Yep. And then potentially, if we haven't got the bag, then Van Richten, because he can cast his ritual circle. How long does it take for him to cast that ritual circle?
It's a minute.
10 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. 10 rounds. It's I've got access to it. It's that's why I've not took it. It's a long spell.
How are we going to actually approach the windmill?
Like Leroy Jenkins, I say, let's start in there, boys.
I don't know. They because they actively said that they're hunting me now after trying to save Theron. So they are pissed off with me, and they don't know Revan, Barwolf. They potentially don't even know who Rictavio is. If they love a bargain, don't they? They can't resist an opportunity to bargain.
You sacrificing yourself here, Jake?
I'm not saying I'm going to sacrifice myself, but I could be the bait that's needed to start off with. I mean, I'm going to be visible anyway.
Okay, so we've got plan A, plan B, and then try and iron out the kinks as we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So night is upon you. I'm pretty sure you're going to be retiring to the room with Leoman's tiny hut. Rictavio's going to be dossing down with you. If there's no other business, straight to morning. You want to click your long rest? Go ahead. First thing in the morning, you've had your. I mean, it's longer than 8 hours. We'll say that the sun, or it's started to get lighter. Obviously, you've not seen the sun for months now, or for weeks. As it starts to get lighter, you've completed your long rest. Usual dreams. It's Barovia. You wake up a couple of times in cold sweats, but you still get a full rest. And you're woken first light to a knock on the door. You're all in the same room, all inside Leoman's tiny hut. Anyone want to answer the door?
I will.
Sure. So Barwolf gets up at the door. There's no one outside, but there's a small package wrapped up in brown paper on the floor, and it's tied up with string. A brown paper package tied up with string. If anyone starts singing Mary Poppins, or is it just me that knows that song?
Sound of Music. Sound of Music.
Oh, it's Sound of Music. Yeah. Miller. And there's a picture on the front. There's no, and it looks like a child's imitation of a dwarf. Next to this piece of paper, there's a jet black raven feather.
Well,
what are you going to do, Lewis?
he's going to poke the package.
Lewis, remember to play your character.
Yeah, no, he's going to poke the carriage, pick it up, and are you awake? Do you reckon, or are you
Probably,
asleep?
yeah.
All right, he'll just go Master Dwarf, and he'll launch it at you like an underhand throw with the package to the dwarf.
Sure, it's not. You can tell just by poking it. It's not overly not overly heavy, not overly large. About the size of let's say 6 inches square, about 3 inches deep. And yeah, when it lands on Brungrik's lap, or if you catch it, whatever, you can see exactly what I've already described. What does Brungrik want to do?
He will tentatively open it.
Okay, you can see inside as you undo the string and the brown paper. You can see inside a hip flask, and it's quite an ornate-looking hip flask. There's 3 gems down the front, all black gems. It looks as if this thing's worth some money. You would guess that it's a hip flask that's worth about 250 odd gold.
Do I get any flavors of magic coming from it?
No.
It's just a nice, expensive hip flask.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Good old Friar Tucks enjoys a drink. That's what it looks like, Dave. See, when you say that.
But it does. You look at the card again, and it's clearly a sort of like a stick figure that's sort of the proportions are short with a big beard, and that's like a what you would imagine a child's stick drawing of a dwarf to be.
Can Barwolf pick the raven feather up as well?
Sure.
Yeah. Go and give it to Reman and say, "You might need this."
Yeah.
Open it.
You can use it for components, can't you? Sometimes feathers.
I can, but ironically, I'm tied in with the Raven Queen as well.
There you go then.
Yeah.
So I'd tip you a nod and ferret it away in my pockets.
But the hip flask is currently empty.
Okay. Story of my life, that is.
So Rick Tavio arouses, and the smell of bacon comes from downstairs, and it sounds like the inn is coming to life. Rick Tavio will make his way downstairs if you're going to go with him. As you arrive downstairs, you can see already inside the inn. Esmeralda's already sat there waiting for you to come downstairs, and she seems to be talking to Unwin, the innkeeper. And as you arrive, Unwin nods over to you, and Esmeralda sort of she'll do that thing where she pushes a chair out to probably Rictavio with a boot, and you again, it's the boot that you notice is a prosthetic limb that she seems to be wearing with pride, this wooden leg that she's got. And she'll say to Rictavio, and she'll say, and she's unabashed by this. She's no qualms about it whatsoever. And she'll say, "So, hag hunting today then? That's our business, is it?" And Rictavio will just nod, sit down. Any further discussions?
I think Damian would go over to Ez and kind of like shake a hand and say, "It's nice to see you again."
She'll say, "Well, yeah, you too. Every time I meet you guys, well, at least the ones that I've met before, it always leads to trouble. This could be fun."
Well, hopefully, we're going to level the.
Sorry, Jake.
Oh, it's all right. I was just going to say, well, hopefully it's time that we level the playing field with them and sort this problem out once and for all.
Sure. And then she'll ask what the plan is. So we'll not go over the plan again. We all know what the plan is. And she'll nod along with it. She hasn't got a great deal to add to the plan. What she could, yeah. What she'll tell you is she can cast protection from good and evil on herself, and she will mostly be using her melee weapons. She's quite happy to be used as sort of a decoy, but she's very much in favour of trying to nuke one down as fast as possible, which is the plan.
I think the one thing that Damian would ask is, and I think one thing that's not been clarified in the plan is, how do we get the others? How can we guarantee that the others might become ethereal?
Sorry, say that again, Jake.
So how can we guarantee that the other two will go into the ethereal plane?
You want them to go ethereal.
Yeah, because essentially, if those two go ethereal and we've got one trapped, then one, we've broke the covenant, two, we can kill the other one easier.
Gotcha. Well, the thing about night hags, even night hags in a coven, they are
nails.
Yeah, they're very nails, but they're each self-serving. If one of them looks like they're going to die, then you manage to nuke it down enough, it's going to want to survive. These are immortal beings that don't want to die. They are going to try and escape into the ethereal. So the only chance you've got is to either nuke one down so it's dead, or nuke one down enough so it has no choice but to escape into the ethereal. Your only problem then is that the other two are likely to just escape into the ethereal because the covenant's broken. This is where Plan A comes in. Steal one of their abilities to move into the ethereal. And just to go over it again, they have items that they can create. One is the hag eye that you know about. One is a heart stone. The hag needs a heart stone to become ethereal. And the other is a bag, which is where they store souls and do other bits and pieces. But it's likely that the Heartstone is going to be in the soul bag. Yeah? Okay, so Esmeralda will tell you that, or she'll say to Rictavio that as per his instructions, she's been to the stockyard and made his wagon ready. So you have got a wagon that you can travel on to the windmill, should you wish.
Time to rest these old bones.
So breakfast over. I mean, are you discussing any of this with Unwin? Is there much point sort of making plans, No, and any other business in the inn? Anyone else want to do anything else while we're here?
No other plans for the inn at the moment, but I'd quite like to nip back to the church just to make sure that the priest has managed to break the hold on Irina.
Okay, yeah, that seems fair. That'd take you sort of 10 minutes while the others are finishing their breakfast. You could nip over there, and yeah, and as Father Lucian is of the Morning Lord, you know that he'll be up this time of day, and yeah, he's happy to confirm he's pleased to see you, and he says, yeah, no, I've managed to break the hold, and also she knows what's happened now. She is mortified. She's once again thankful for you guys interceding, but I'm going to keep her behind closed doors the foreseeable future. I don't think she can. I can't see a way that she can ever actually leave the premises again. She's just going to be locked in a room in a church.
I think for a short duration, that's probably for the best until we can deal with the devil.
Okay, Father Lucian will like your optimism.
Well, we need to try.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get you on the road then. So Rictavio's wagon, it is, if you remember, you've sort of seen it at a distance. It's sort of a carnival wagon, carnival wagon. It's the easy way of saying it. But there's enough room for all of you inside. There's a sort of strange smell from inside. It's almost like damp animal comes from inside of it, and it's the inside itself looks as if there's a cage that has recently been changed or altered in some way, so there aren't actually any animals in there. But Esmeralda will attach a couple of heavy-duty draft horses, which she's managed to hire from the stockyard, and you're off on the road. It is still just after first light, and she tells you that as long as you don't come across any problems, you'll make it to the windmill by nightfall. This is if you sort of give it legs and push the horses without wanting to kill them.
Well, I've got to pick my zombies and that up, haven't I?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can do that. Arrange for them to meet you around the other side and sort all that without a problem, mate.
Okay.
Are we really going to be wanting to fight these things at night?
I was just thinking that myself.
And I've got to recast them by 5 o'clock.
Well, the other option is if you take your time, you could stop on the road, camp inside or around the wagon, and then be there at first light, or just before dawn, or you can approach it any way that you like. The only other thing that might potentially help is if you are taking your time, Esmeralda will offer to teach Reman, if necessary, the greater invisibility spell.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
That's priceless, that is, mate.
Yeah.
So it's a 4th level spell. It's going to cost. I mean, strictly speaking, it takes. I forget what the player's handbook says about copying spells. It costs a lot of gold.
An hour.
I think it's an hour per level, something like that, unless it's of your school. But if you've got a whole day, you're going to be able to do it. And just for the sake of argument, between Esmeralda and Van Richten, now that you're in Van Richten's wagon, he will have the inks that you need to transcribe the spell. So you can stick that in your spell book if you like, Mr. Miller. Unfortunately, still don't have access to haste, which would be good.
Do you know, because we're now taking longer to go there, is there adequate supplies for the horses? So have we got the feed for them and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Sound.
Esmeralda's got it all ready for you. You can tell that they've done this before, Esmeralda and Van Richten.
Sound.
I mean, it's just going to be a little fanboy. Like watching them work and watching them talk together is just going to be like absolutely amazing. It's going to be like, I want to be like these guys. Like, as if I'm with Van Richten. And like everything he says, I'm going to be looking up in my book, like making sure that, you know, I know what he's on about.
Nice. You're getting there, mate. You're getting there. So, if unless there's any other business, I'm quite happy to take it to whatever time you plan on storming the windmill.
Right. Well, if it's before, obviously at 5 o'clock, I've got to recast.
Yep.
My what's it, which is a spell slot. So if I do that on the way and rest whilst travelling, amongst learning all the spells and what have you, are you happy for that, Dave?
Yes, mate.
So what time can I put my next thingy on then?
Well, you can do it whenever you like now. You'd have to cast it at 5 p.m. to renew it.
Or I could cast it before, but
yeah,
you know.
So then that's up to you.
Well, if we get what time are we resting and attacking at dawn?
Yeah, I think Lewis is on to something. I think if we attack in darkness, we're going to be at a disadvantage.
Okay, well we'll say then I recast it at 5 o'clock that night before we bedded down and all that, and then obviously I would have rested and that, and I've still got all my spell slots.
Okay. Sound.
Okay.
So you, it's an uneventful journey to get you to the windmill. There are the howls of the wolves. There's all the usual bits and pieces that accompany a journey through Barovia, but you manage to make it all the way along the Svalich Road to the intersection where you know there's a west road which leads towards the Bonegrinder. So I'm not going to read you out the description. We all know where it is and what it is. So let's just. So what you can do, you're camped well away from here. First light, you can make it, and you're all stood on the brow of the hill here. There's the path winds its way up to the windmill. The windmill itself is stood where it always stands. Light is just starting to rise. There's a mist on the ground that's just, in terms of misty days in Barovia, it's not too bad. It's not raining. It's damp underfoot, just from the dew, but there isn't any sign of movement inside the windmill. Nothing at all seems to be moving or shifting. You can remember from being around it before that on the ground floor there aren't any windows. There's just a door, and there's windows on second, third, and fourth levels. From where you're stood, you're approximately 200 feet. What we're doing.
So I think Barwolf at this point, before he does anything, is going to look at the ring on his finger, the signet ring, and he's going to whisper to it for the Queen. And then out of nowhere, Nevermore appears on his shoulder, which is the Raven Queen's raven. And as part of this signet ring, he can see and hear through this raven's eyes and ears. So he's going to send that up to the windmill to go and do a recce before we do anything.
Okay. So let's have. So is that's seen through the Raven's eye? So it's from the Raven's perspective.
Yeah.
So let's have a perception check for the Raven then. Ravens get +3 to perception.
So 16.
10. You get +6. The Raven gets +3. So it's
10. Yeah.
Yeah. So as the Raven circles, we're just making sure it hasn't got any bonus to its no bonuses to perceptions. You can hear the creak of the beams of the windmill as these things don't look like they've properly turned for decades. And with a 10, you will pick up the scent of baking pies, but not much else.
Cool. So Nethermore's, because obviously I don't need to control him, is just circling.
Okay, so you're going back. Is this a familiar then?
Yeah, so because it's part of the pact with the Blood Queen and it's part of the whole thing, it's just a familiar that can appear through this ring, and
Okay.
it appears until it dies, or just double check.
My familiars stay in form until they die, or I disperse it or change it into something else.
Yeah.
So the lifelong familiar can speak your native tongue. It's native to the Shadowfell, and death it travels to the plane of shadow. Yeah, so basically until I dismiss it or it dies, it's there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's happening. That's what's around you. What do we want to do?
I'm gonna read this scroll of protection.
Yeah. Well, it's Rictavio's Scroll of Protection. What he'll say to you. Let me just find it again. Magic Sentence. Sorry, I thought I got most things prepared, but I forgot about the spell scroll. No, not spell scroll. Scroll of Protection, isn't it? Scroll. Scroll of Protection. There it is. Okay, so what it does. It lasts for so it's an invisible barrier which is 5 feet in radius. So it's 5 feet radius. So it's 10 feet diameter all the way around you. 10 foot high cylinder. It lasts for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought that was like mage armor or something like that. It lasted a couple of hours. So
no.
Yeah.
So Rictavio will say as you approach, because we need to know what's happening. I mean, protection from good and evil is 10 minutes. So 10 minutes.
I'm going to cast my mage armor on myself, Dan.
Sure. So mage armor's up. Until we know what's happening, Rictavio and Esmeralda are going to hold off. They're not going to cast their protection from good and evil until you've decided to approach or get stuck in. So the question is, you're 200 feet away. What do you want to do?
If you're offering yourself up as bait, Jake, do you want Damian to lead us in?
Yeah, but it probably needs to almost look like somebody's bringing me in, if that makes sense, because I'm not going to essentially come of my own volition.
So what if we were to very loosely tie your hands up with some rope?
I saw this one in Star Wars.
That's it. See, we'll do what they did with Chewbacca, and we'll look like we're going to hand you over.
Would it make sense for me and Sam to do that to Jake?
Yeah.
Because obviously they don't know us, do they? And Andy's going to have to stay back a little bit to prepare his stuff.
Yeah.
But just to go invisible.
And then
While we've got while
Valkyn, we
we've
can
got
say the sneaky little bugger escaped.
yeah. Obviously, do it loosely so you can just quickly get out.
Yeah.
Well, greater invisibility only lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah.
The range on it, see?
Greater invisibility range. It's
Yeah.
touch. Yeah, so they have to touch you.
Right, okay.
And that's what I was going to cast, wasn't it? That's why they taught me it, wasn't it?
Kind of flanking around the outside, around to one of the sides, to be out of view. I had to jump on him. I obviously don't want to be approaching straight because it's going to negate my stealth.
Yeah,
I suppose if I've got invisibility, but
well, there's only one.
I still want to be.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
I still need to roll stealth, don't I? If I'm invisible.
Oh yeah. There is only one way into the ground floor, and that is the door that's in front of you.
So they're not coming out towards if we Jake. Well, we don't know yet, do we? So. Okay.
If we make a bit of a commotion, I mean, I think so. Damian will look at Barwolf and as like kind of his.
I could always get the Raven to fly into one of the windows, or to make a bit of
before
noise outside the window. So one of the hags opens the window to see us approaching with Damian.
Or I could just make a racket that the fact that you're bringing me in, like, and you could almost like
trading for favors.
Can you do like an Achilles from Troy type thing?
Before they do any of this, I'd go up to Damian and I'd sort of whisper in his ear, brother, if there's anything in the bag of holding belonging to Leowraith that might benefit us, now might be a time to let me borrow it.
Are you on about his spell book?
No, his pearl ring, because that gives me a rejuvenates a spell slot of higher level, or any spell slot, I think it is, if need by it be. So if I need to, I've only got 1/4 level spell slot.
I'm gonna pull the ring out of the bag of holding, and he'll give it to Revan, and he'll just say, take care of this.
And I'll just say, I'll return it after the battle.
It's a spell slot of 3rd or lower.
3rd or lower. Yeah. Okay.
But no, I was just checking to make and you have to attune to it. So and it takes you an hour to attune to it.
All right.
Pearl of Power, though, if you want to equip it. Yeah.
Right, so while we're walking Damian to the door, then there's a bit of a Troy thing. What are you two doing? Valkyn and Reman.
I need to stick close to Reman.
So you only get a minute with your invisibility, don't you?
Yeah. We're going to potentially sneak round the side. No. Invisibility. And then for me to run in behind the first party.
Yeah. Like if I come round with you as sneaky beaky as possible, and then sort of retreat a little bit once I've made you invisible.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is,
hang on.
Rick Tarby
Completely throwing something out there. Do you know that vortex spell that you've got?
Oh yeah.
Why
You can
don't?
cast greater invisibility and then vortex him in.
Or what I'm thinking is that, or the other way around. We vortex one of the hags to us.
The line of sight.
Yeah, I've got to see them. They've got to be within range.
And they also have to fail a con save
Yeah.
without metagaming too much, but that relies on them failing a Constitution
So-
save.
If you do it on Valkyn, then you vortex him in. Would that work, Dave, with invisibility?
Yes, absolutely. You'd have to see where he's landing.
And he'd have to it's potentially 2 spell slots as well, because unless he's casting one as a ritual, because I don't know if you can cast 2 spells straight off the bat.
Ez could cast greater invisibility.
Yeah, and then
So potentially
That
what we're
would
saying is
work.
that Reman could approach with us as a group with Jake, keep Valkyn in his eye within range. Once they come out, she casts greater invisibility, and we transport Valkyn next to the hag. He grabs the Ujamaflob, and then we kick shit out of him.
You could do one or two things then, couldn't you? You could either peg it and disengage and move away a little bit, or you could attack.
I mean, my vortex walk goes obviously if I use it as a second level, it's 90 foot. The third level is 120, and then fourth level 150.
Well, I think at this point, Rick Tario would say to you, "That's Plan B. Let's stick to Plan A for now." And he will also say, "I'm not stealthy. I'm too old for that." Esmeralda, however, is. So she will go with Reman and Valkyn. And what she'll suggest is you try and go as stealthily as possible and position yourself next to the front door. That's the only way in. There's just one way in. And the rest of you, if you want to create a ruckus on the way up, almost as if you're presenting Damian as a sacrifice, and then you go from there. See what you're dealing with.
So what are we going to want from them, Sam? For obviously,
Get them
we
off
could
our
always
backs.
turn.
Get them off our backs. Just be that plain and simple.
They're not on
Look,
our backs, though, are they?
Yeah, but they are as a party. Say, look, we understand there's an issue with the group that we've become aligned with. We want to get rid of the debt. Here's Damian. Take him. Do what you will with him. Just please leave us alone. We've got other missions to achieve.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable. So let's stealth party roll their stealth, because a lot of it hinges on that. Esmeralda's got a reasonable
19 for
bonus.
stealth.
She rolls 26. So Valkyn and Valkyn's got advantage on this. So Reman's the only one that might struggle with this a little bit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to be a group check though. I'm not going to do individual. So as long as Valkyn, who gets plus 10 for this, 26. So you've got two 26s and a 9. So even with a 9, and what I'm going to here's the next question: what are the zombies going to be doing?
Well, it's what 200 foot is it from the wood line to the?
It is. In fact, what I would suggest, or Rictavia would suggest to you, is if zombies accompany the other party. So you don't have to worry about themselves. You make them obvious because they're not going to be stealthy.
No, well, yeah, I can
Yep.
have them as a meat shield.
It's a shame we can't dress them up in your clothes.
So, Reman, Valkyn, and Esmeralda managed to quite stealthily position themselves next to the front door. On approach, as you've gone sort of recce and you're starting to approach, the rest of the party, with Damian in his sort of pretend shackles, starts to move forwards. With all of you on the flank and the obvious party walking forwards, the door does actually swing open, and light comes out from the inside as a humanoid figure comes out of the front door and starts staggering a little bit, and then it lurches forwards as if from behind it's suddenly been pushed. And you can tell you can't. It's very misty and it's still only just daylight, but you can see this creature is sort of holding his arms out as if he doesn't quite know where he is as he starts making his way forwards. Let's have a group perception check at this point. So I'm going to do this as two groups.
18.
Fuck a natural one. Shit. Don't worry, I've got a plan.
It's okay. I only got an 8.
Okay, so stealth party is going to be Valkyn's rolled a 16, Reman rolled a 12, and Ez rolled. She rolled a natural 20 actually. 16, natural 20. The rest of you guys, Brungrik.
Damn.
Okay. And then Van Richten's with you guys, isn't he? So he's got perception. He rolls 24, rolls a 17. Okay, I'll give it you both. You hear this whatever this humanoid figure is that you don't quite recognise much about it other than it's humanoid. You hear a whimpering sound. It's not one of the hags. It's clearly not one of the hags. It's a male figure, sort of 5'8", 5'9", sort of staggering forwards, whimpering, and with the way it's sort of holding its hands out, you would imagine that it's blind, and it's trying to sort of figure out which direction it's going, and it continues to go forwards as it seemed to be pushed out the front door as if it's coming along the path. And it's coming straight for Damian's party, as I'm now going to call it. Anyone changing the plan? Esmeralda will sort of continue to stealth round.
No, I think we commit, don't we?
To the plan.
Sure. As you, okay, so I'm going to. This kind of both happens at the same time. I'm going to give stealth party first. So Esmeralda, Reman, and Valkyn. What you hear from inside, the door is now shut. What you hear from inside sounds like singing, humming, and it sounds like a young girl, and it's very much la, 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 from the downstairs. Damian's party sees, as it gets closer to you, you can see that this humanoid figure coming towards you is actually dressed in leathers, greens and browns, and you can clearly see elf ears.
You cunt.
It's got its eyes have been removed, and its tongue has clearly been cut out, and there's a brown stain around its genitalia as well, as it's staggering forwards, and you can see Theron in front of you, clearly mutilated, staggering forwards. What do you want to do?
I think Brungrik would probably shout out to him.
Um,
Theron, lad, Theron, stand still, otherwise you'll do yourself more harm.
in response to this figure, and clearly eyes have been mutilated, tongue cut out, as I say, and it just starts staggering forwards, and it's almost as if he's trying to locate where the sound's coming from, and he's coming towards Brungrik.
I think Barwolf would turn around to Brungrik and say, "Do you know this elf?"
He was my travelling companion when we met this party, and the hags took him away from us recently, before we met you.
I think it'd probably turn the most honourable thing to do and the most reasonable thing to do would be to put him out of his misery.
Have you frozen there, Sam?
No, I kind of half expected it, and I genuinely think that would be Brungrik's reaction. I think he would just look at him like, and you would be able to see that he's sort of
Dumbfounded.
not dumbfounded per se, but it's it'd be that sort of. But in his head, he's you know, the old angel and devil sort of voices are going on. He's sort of like, you can't just kill a man because he's been. But then it's like, but he's got a point.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
Look
to
at the
be
land we're living in. Look how harsh
think-
it is.
yeah.
Can he survive? Do you know what I mean? And
I
you can
think because
just see that
Barwolf can
internal
see like
struggle.
a little bit of hesitation, it can say, "Think of the plan. Is this going to affect the plan?"
Throw a rock in the direction of the woods and just let him wander off.
Yeah, just move him aside and crack on.
As he gets a little bit closer, as you're having this discussion, you can also see around his neck there's a rope and a like a board, like a wooden board. And on the board there's 3 letters, and it just says "run" across his chest. But he's staggering towards you, unless you're going to do anything. He'll approach straight towards the sound of Brungrik.
Barwolf's just staring at Brungrik now as if to say,
Yeah, hang on.
"Give me the word."
So Brungrik will look to Damian, and
I don't know whether I can do something.
oh, don't forget your hands are tied, Jake's. Well, pretending to be tied.
I might not necessarily need to do anything. Can I use my my Vistani evil eye on him?
You can attempt to, I believe.
Yeah, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to cast Hold Person on him. But I imagine potentially if he's blind, he's had his tongue cut.
You can't
He's
see.
not going to have.
Okay.
Because the spell, it's, strictly speaking, Hold Person states.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hold target succeeds an initial saving throw. Esmeralda. Okay.
Is it a charm ability? Because he's an elf, isn't he?
It's not really a charge. It's at will. It's just a paralyze effect.
Okay. So that's what you're doing.
But it would keep him in one place. I might just turn around to Brungrik and just say I can freeze him in a position.
And Brungrik will look at Damian. He won't make eyes with Barwolf yet, and he'll look at Damian and he'll say, "No, he's got a point." And you can tell he's accepted it. He doesn't willingly accept it, but he has accepted that Barwolf has a point. That it's the kinder of mercy.
Okay.
And he will look to Barwolf and say, "This is my duty, not yours." And he'll step towards Theron.
Okay. So as Theron's coming towards you, you can hear now clearly sobbing just right to his core as he closes in, and he's reaching out. Are you going to let him touch you?
Yeah, so he'll probably quite gently sort of reach up and grab his shoulder and sort of try and pull him gently. Though obviously he's not going to be rough with
It
him.
drops as soon as he
Pull him down
feels
to his
you.
knees.
Yeah, as soon as he feels you, he drops to his knees anyway, and he grabs you around the middle and just holds on, and he's just sobbing.
Let me just have a quick look. Yeah. So he'll lean quite close to Theron, and quite softly speak to him, and he'll be, "I'm sorry, lad. I'm sorry this happened to you. I only see one mercy left to us. I can do it with magic, or I can do it with my axe." And he'll sort of hold the axe next to his hand so he can indicate the axe.
Okay. Let's have a perception check. from Brungrik.
And it is very soft. It's very gentle. That was terrible.
That was terrible. So as you're saying this to him, what you've not realised is he's reached behind you where he knows that you keep a dagger, and he's lifted the dagger out from its holster around your belt, and as he's sobbing, he lifts his hand up to try and touch your beard and your face as he sticks the dagger into his own jaw and then rips it apart as Brungrik is sprayed head to foot with Theron's blood.
I don't
And
even have a dagger. That's
he-
why I had to pause and check my inventory.
just a
my
little.
eating dagger. My
Yeah.
eating dagger.
That's the
flavor
one.
dagger.
As he collapses to the ground in front of you. And you can hear from the upstairs window a cackle.
Oh,
And now that you're a little bit closer with everything that's around, you can now all hear. Coming from downstairs.
I'm going to apologise, boys. I know we had a plan, but so Brungrik at the top of his voice is going to boom. He's going to boom. Get out here now! As he throws down his shield and takes his axe in both hands. I can't not do it.
Got him. So from inside, there's no change whatsoever. Nothing at all. As you scream, ravens take off, and your voice booms and reverberates around. Unless you're moving forwards, nothing else has changed. And when
If there's no reaction, he'll charge for the door.
okay, let's start putting you. Let's
roll for initiative.
Well, we're not quite there yet. So
Jake, I can't not do it, and Dave knows it. Like I could see him sat there, his little like, yes, Sam, fall for my trap.
I don't know. So what's everyone else doing? Let's go with Damian's team first. So Brungrik is right next to you. The shield falls to the floor outside as Brungrik charges forwards. What are you gonna do?
Can't Barwolf, being quite close to him, try and calm him down?
Sure.
I think the only way to prevent him from charging is to grab him by the scruff of the neck. I think he's in full sprint, isn't he?
Well, I think Barwolf will, pretty much try and put his hand on his shoulder and say, "Calm down, Master Dwarf. Think of the plan. Think of our new allies."
You want revenge for Niloren, this isn't the way to go about it.
It's so hard because I want to stick to the plan, but I just feel like it's too late. I genuinely do.
Can we try a persuasion roll?
You can do whatever you want. I mean, I'm not a fan of telling a player how to play his character with rolls. I mean, it sounded like a convincing argument. You know, Master Dwarf's calm down. You know, this is for Niloren type thing. But if that's what Brungrik's going to do, I mean, Rictavio
Problem
will
almost bringing up Niloren will probably make it worse because of what they did to Niloren.
Sure.
If that makes sense. So not only did they harm Niloren, they've also done this to Theron, which has led him to kill himself. And he was just about to give him the mercy kill, and he's done it himself.
Right.
And he's covered in blood. He's seeing red, and it's just pure rage. Literally, I was going to activate my rage, but I was like, I'll hold off till we've rolled initiative. Basically, that's what's happened. He's gone full.
Gotcha. Just to finish that party, then Rictavio will try and say, "Come on, calm," but he'll see that you're charging, and he'll sort of say, "Ah, shit," and then he'll look as if he's going to charge with Brungrik. So Damian and Barwolf have been unsuccessful. What are you doing?
Well, do you know, because Barwolf had his hand on his shoulder, could he not cast Binding Blood on him? Because I'm touching him.
You tell me. It's your character.
Well, it's basically the curse of binding, so I can literally touch him, and if he can succeed on a strength saving throw of 15, then nothing happens. But if he fails it, he's frozen in one spot.
If that's what you want to do, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because he's thinking of the bigger picture.
Okay. So strength save from Brungrik. You're going to wish you'd got rage now, aren't you? 17 pushes
No.
past.
Yes, no. My strength saving throws +7.
Yeah, I thought it would be, but it's worth a go.
Okay, so Brungrik's charging in. Same question then. Now that you've failed, what are Damian and Barwolf going to do? Rictavio's charging ahead with Brungrik.
I think as Barwolf's following him, he's going to signal to Nevermore to relay the message to the stealth party to continue with their mission of being stealthy while we go in.
Basically change the distraction from Damian to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a familiar.
Yeah, but it can speak my common language.
Yeah, but don't you have to zone out for it to do that?
No.
Okay.
It's the Raven Queen's one. So literally, I'll tell it to do something, it'll do it.
Okay, so the Raven. Okay, that's group one. Then group two, you see what's happened. Esmeralda will sort of curse under her breath, and she'll say, "Right, it's now or never." And she will say, she will start, and you'd be aware of this. And she will say to Reman, "Right, it's time for the protection." So she will start to prepare protection from good and evil, and she's going to cast that on herself. What were you going to... Yeah, so she's going to cast protection from good and evil on herself first. That's a point. Greater invisibility is concentration. So she's concentrating now on protection from good and evil. Reman and Valkyn, what are you both doing?
With my back against the wall to the side of the door, waiting to go in, waiting to get the signal. But looking between the door, looking between Reman, looking to get a signal from the other guys to come in, looking towards them to cast. Ready. While I'm not doing anything, I could cast. It's not doing it. That's what I could potentially.
Really struggling to hear you, Andy.
Yeah, I'm struggling as well, mate.
Any better?
Yeah, carry on, mate. Carry on.
Yeah. So, I'm going to pull out my grey bag of tricks, I think, at this point, if it's not going to give me away too much.
Yeah.
And pull out one of my fuzzy balls.
Okay.
Got an action. And throw it just a bit out of the way, not in front of the door, just ready for it to go down, sort of thing, just as a little extra.
Sure. Do you need to roll see what it is?
Yeah.
Haven't you got like a cloak of invisibility, Andy?
Cloak of Elvenkind.
Got Cloak of Elvenkind, yeah. My hood's always up, mate. Never goes down. So that is a direwolf, I believe.
Direwolf, right? Okay, so a direwolf just appears out of nowhere. Nice.
Hello there.
And it's just hello there. For the time being, it's just gonna do what it's doing until I command it. So that's just ready and waiting for action. But in the meantime, I'm just sort of looking, still between the door, still between Reman, looking for the go ahead.
Sure.
And do what I need to do.
Okay. And then Reman.
Well, this is where I'm making you invisible, isn't it, Andy? I believe that was the plan, wasn't it? Make you invisible so you can sneak in.
Get the Damian's party is already entered at this point.
No, they're still charging forwards. You managed to get. You went round, and they're charging forwards.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just thinking, if I don't really want to be first in because obviously it's got a little bit sus. If I'm opening a door,
Yeah.
Door is already open though, isn't it? Because didn't the
No,
door
it's
shut
shut
again.
behind us.
It shuts again.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you casting then, Millet?
Well, if the plan is to wait till the doors open, there's no point if we're still hiding around the side. There's no point in me doing anything until the doors open. Then I can maximize the minute so that.
Okay.
So we're going to be like in a formed up, I think, in around the corner, out of sight, in like breaching mode. So Valkyn's in front. I'm behind.
Gotcha. So as charging forward, Ritavio is going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on himself. Do you want to? Are you doing it, Jake?
Yeah, I'm going to pop it off as well.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Sorry, yeah, I did need to put that on. Because Valkyn needs that as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's concentration, so you can only concentrate on one thing at a time, either greater invisibility or protection from good and evil.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because we did. It was my fault. I forgot that greater invisibility was concentration, so I kind of overdid what people can do. As Brungrik arrives at the door, what was his plan?
Kick it in.
Just go straight hell for leather.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else is. Are you keeping up? You're all faster than Brungrik, so you can keep up with him or potentially overtake him if you wanted to.
The natural sprinters, though, dwarf stage.
That's it, Dave. We
I-
are natural sprinters.
My zombies are just going to just try and keep up with them. But...
Sure. Okay, so as Brungrik arrives at the door, Rictavio arrives about the same time, and he's going to cast his. He's going to use his scroll of protection from fiends on Reman. So that is now active on Reman. Okay. So just to remind you, Mr. Miller. In fact, I've got rid of it, so I'm not going to remind you.
I didn't mean to do that.
Does that just protect me against whatever they throw at me?
Yeah, they can't target you, and they can't come into your space. They have to save to come into your space.
Right.
So because they can't target you, they can't counterspell you. Is the whole idea behind casting it on you specifically?
Okay.
Damian arrives at a similar time with Barwolf just behind as Brungrik arrives at the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this here map. So you can pan out if you want to. There's the windmill. The door is just here.
I can't see anything yet, Dave.
Okay.
Just loading.
Yeah.
There we go.
Might be a second. Let me know when you're up.
Yeah.
Everyone got it?
Yeah.
I'm having a few technical difficulties, but just carry on.
Yeah, it's okay, Jake. We'll sort it. I've give all of you blue halos because it was difficult to see you on this map. Fan art, though, by the way, it's another nice one.
Nice.
What I'll do is Brungrik is going to throw the door open. You've already declared it, so I'm going to open the front door for you. If you want to reset that, and I'm going to on the inside. And I have a feeling, I'm not sure if it will stop Brungrik in his tracks, but as you kick the door, it's a flimsy door. I'm not even going to ask for a check. You're a mobile fortress as you charge forwards and put your foot through this door. It flies open. Inside, you can see you've never actually been in here before. So you can see mostly cooking utensils. Let me just, you know what? Let me read it out to you. No, I won't. I'll make it up. So it's mostly cooking utensils. The smell of baked goods is incredible, wafting out of this place. It looks dirty, unclean. There's dishes everywhere, dirty dishes. And sat in the middle, on the top of a cabinet, is what looks like perhaps a 12, 13-year-old girl dressed in quite a fancy-looking schmuck with a little puppy, a little dog, in her arms. And it's her that's singing. And she looks lovely, looks adorable. As the door swings open, she will say, and she looks towards the stairs, "Mother, they're here."
And
Not
that's
too
we heard.
freaky.
I know, right? We heard the cackling coming from upstairs, didn't we?
Correct. And now the
Yeah, we'll
door's
charge for the
open,
stairs.
you can hear it more.
He'll charge for the stairs then.
Okay. As you charge past, for those of you that can see, which would be Damian would be aware of the fact you've never actually seen this girl before, but you're aware of Lancelot in her arms. It's clearly Lancelot. And what she does is, as Brungrik charges through, she doesn't even flinch. She's just sort of watching him casually run past. But she'll take Lancelot by the scruff of the neck, and there's a barrel in the centre of the room. The lid of the barrel doesn't have a cover on it. It's just filled with what looks like black goop, and she just picks Lancelot up by the scruff of the neck and drops him inside this barrel, which sort of splashes, and you hear a sort of tiny dog-type yelp as Lancelot plops inside. So, what's everyone doing? We know what Brungrik's doing.
I'm gonna turn use greater invisibility and onto Valkyn, tap him on the shoulder and say, "Now's your chance.
Gotcha.
Good luck."
Would we know anything about what she's trying to do with the dog in the barrel?
You can have an arcane check if you wish. Arcana check.
Is it, without being stupid, is she a fiend, isn't she?
You don't know.
Do you mind just reminding me of what her name was? Because I know her mum sent us to find her.
Gertruda.
17 I got from my Arcana.
That's pretty good. You're not entirely sure what she's doing, but what you are reasonably sure of is that the substance, this black goop, is demon ichor. When a demon's slain on anywhere other than the abyss, they leave behind this ichor. They just sort of melt, and then they go back to the abyss. And this is what's left behind. You're pretty sure that that's what it is.
Which is quite clearly bad juju. But there's no way of even knocking the barrel over, is there, from where I am?
No, not quite. So from your so let's go around the room then. So Reman, we know what you've just done. You've just cast invisibility on Valkyn. So I'm going to have to place you just so because you'd have been stood next to Valkyn, so you can cast it on him. As you see Brungrik charging past, I'm just going to put Brungrik just over the threshold, and you're heading straight towards the stairs. Esmeralda's going shit as she draws rapier and hand axe, and she looks like she's going to follow Brungrik inside. So I'm going to go round. What's Damian doing?
Damian would look at Gertruda and probably he'd be like, your mum sent us, your mother actually sent us to come and save you.
She'll giggle and she'll say, "Oh, silly man, no, my real mother."
Is your real mother upstairs?
And she'll just giggle and nod. What are you doing while you're having this
I'm going to be
conversation?
getting ready to fight.
You charging forwards. Okay. So Valkyn, you're now invisible.
So Brungrik is he's charging forward, so I'm going to be filtering in behind him and following suit basically to sort of charge up the stairs, ready to sleight of hand on the first hide I see.
Sure. Let's have a you can have a stealth check then with it, because I'm assuming that you're going to try and cover your tracks. Stealth with advantage because you are invisible. Barwolf.
I think Barwolf's going to shout the barrel because he's quite concerned about that. I'm just thinking, Dave, is the only way like I could charge in to try and boot the barrel over?
Sure. If that's as it, all we're doing for now is we're adjusting to what Barwolf's play is. So he's in the doorway. You didn't charge past him to start off with, but you can follow him in, and that can be your goal if that's what you wish.
Yeah, I think my goal is to get in there and boot that barrel over to try and save the dog.
Gotcha. Any instructions for the zombies, Mr. Miller?
I'm just going to instruct them to create a defensive wall. Where's me? Yes, sort of around here to prevent anything from coming out of the.
Okay, sound. And with the direwolf,
and to defend if needed, from any
Gotcha.
attack, to defend all the party if we're attacked.
Okay, and then the direwolf, Mr. Johnson. What was your instructions for the?
Suppose direwolf can sort of start to move in towards the doorway, sort of same principle as along this kind of guard doorway.
Okay.
To in sort of guard mode, ready to protect.
Smashing. Right, so we've got Brungrik charging through, Damian and Barwolf charging through. We've got Valkyn. Just because of these lads that were charging forwards, you're going to struggle to all get round. So it's, and with the nature of Valkyn as well, I think you'd probably wait. What's going to happen now then is, as Brungrik starts to charge from upstairs, just stepping over the threshold, you will see, and you've all seen them now, you will see the first night hag appear as she starts to cackle. And then and again, I do like it when two things happen at the same time. Two other night hags are going to materialize, and they're going to step out of the ether, out of the ethereal realm on the ground floor, here and here. And from the barrel that you haven't quite got to yet, the barrel is going to actually explode outwards as a fiendish looking hellhound roars and starts to charge towards you all. Let's roll initiative.
Barwolf versus Hellhound.
This is going to be a long combat. What time have people got to finish tonight, by the way?
Not letting me roll initiative, though. I am pressing the button. It is not working. Oh, there we go.
Got it. Yeah. Do we have a cut-off point for tonight?
Yeah.
No, I can put my earphones in and
1 second.
while the missus goes to bed.
Right. So I'm going to roll the initiative for the direwolf, and we need to roll initiative for the zombies, Mr. Miller.
Done it.
Sound. Brilliant, mate.
Have you got
Spot on.
mine, Dave?
I just did one of the zombies because they all go at the same time, don't they?
They do. I haven't got yours. Let's just check that you've not rolled. No, not got yours yet, mate.
Click on the wolf, Andy, and then in the.
I've done the wolf. It's for Valkyn that we need.
All right.
Yeah,
Click on your character.
it's just not letting me.
Oh, it's
I've
done.
got roll initiative. and
Oh, it's
that's
done. It's done. Your first one was 16. Yeah, you've rolled it twice, then, mate. That's okay. Where are you? Valkyn 16. Ooh, that's interesting. Right, hold up. So set initiative as 12 plus 4 equals 16. Right. You jammy get. So Bella and Ophelia both rolled 16. But I'm going to let you have the drop on them. So now all hell has broken loose. The first to react to this is going to be, and this is going to be a difficult one, is Reman from the back. So the doorway is here. You have got no visual on what's going on inside whatsoever. What's going to be Reman's first move?
What's my movement? It's 20, isn't it?
And now that the scene has unfolded. Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'll not interfere.
Right. I'm gonna have to move so that I can try and see into the building.
Mhm. So we should be telling you how much you're moving there. So I'm going to need you to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like 20, 24. I can move up to 30. That's.
Yeah.
So if I move 25. Right. So from that position there, I can see it, and I can see the Hellhound and Ophelia.
Yep.
Now that I've done that, what is the 35? Because no plan survives the first contact. I'm going to shout out to the group once I've moved. I can grab, or I can try and grab Ophelia, or I can grab the hag to the left and pull her away. And wait for a nod from the group going, do it or no, before I do out.
I think there's too much confusion. Everyone's too confused. You're getting no response.
Yeah. Well, because I can use as I've moved, I can see her, and one of the plans was to separate them all to break the coven.
Is it going to break though? Because is Gertrude a part of the coven now?
What is Reman going to do?
He's going to attempt to vortex.
Okay.
Ophelia out of the.
Okay. So Constitution saving throw. DC 15.
Yeah.
And it's a Constitution saving throw. She rolls 21.
Right, so she is safe then, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Any other movement?
I'm going to move the rest of my 5. So just to get a little further away.
Okay. Valkyn.
All right. Filtering in behind sort of Brungrik, I'm going to kind of really stick with my back against the outside wall of the windmill. I'm going to sneak up sort of the side of the stairs towards Morgantha.
Yep. Go for it. Have you got enough movement to get to her? If you press spacebar at where you move, so if you move to here, move yourself to there.
Yeah.
Press space. There, press space, and then you can move around. That's it, and it should record how much movement you're using.
God, it's been so slow. My computer. Yeah, so that's fine. 27 feet to get just settled by the side of Morgantha.
Okay.
To use sleight of hand.
Right. So that's going to be sleight of hand versus her perception.
I get advantage because I'm invisible on sleight of hand.
Given the situation, I'm going to say yes. And what I'm going to also tell you is that she rolls 25 for perception. Yep, she's just rolled a 19.
Cross your fingers, boys. Cross your fingers.
Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Oh.
Fuck.
Okay, she is going to feel the tug, or whatever you've attempted to do. She's just shifted in the wrong position, and she's aware of you now. But as she, Valkyn's from Valkyn's perspective, she'll sort of hiss and start turning around and look around, and she'll you can hear her say, "Clever." Anything else?
How long's a minute in terms of
10 rounds.
10 rounds. Okay, so I'm invisible for a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
We got another shot at this. Okay, right. Okay. I'm just gonna have to get out and rinse and repeat. I think on a different hag.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try again. I think.
Sure. So,
different hag.
Yeah. Are you gonna move away then, or stay there?
A bonus action dash away.
Bonus action disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much movement have you got left?
3 feet.
3 feet.
Dash, can I?
You can dash, but she'll
dash.
strictly speaking, she'll get an opportunity attack. But you're invisible, so it'll be at disadvantage. Risk it. Okay, so you're going to dash. Yeah. Okay, so attack at disadvantage. 20 to hit. She's just rolled. In fairness, it was an average roll, but they're pretty hard. That's 14 slashing damage.
A scratch. But a scratch.
Is but a scratch. Anything else?
Can he dodge?
Of course you can,
Can't
mate.
use them, can he
Yes,
dodge?
mate. Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Right.
So that will be. Computer catches up. I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, it's all right. So Bella's going to take a turn then. She's going to move ever so slightly to the. Ooh. No, she's going to step in front of the others here. No, she's not. I'm going to change my mind again. Now, this all depends on how nasty do I want it to be. No, she wouldn't know. She's going to step in front here. She is going to cast Lightning Bolt. All the way down here. In fact, if she steps to her left slightly, she can get Brungrik, Barwolf, Damian, 2 zombies, Van Richten, and Reman. All of the above, please make a dexterity saving throw.
12 for me.
25 for me.
Was I at a range there, Dave?
24.
No, it is coming at you.
Dave, do you mind just plotting me at the initiative order at 11? I rolled 11 on D&D Beyond, but I've got a 20 on. What's the name?
Sure, yeah. Where's your token?
Essentially, I'm right at the top, but
Okay, yeah. I see it.
Sorry, do you say dexterity saving throw?
11, Jay.
yeah, that's what I got on D&D Beyond.
11.
Okay, who's disappeared? Mr. Johnson. You're there. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So, I've got a lot of rolls here then. So Rictavio needs a dexterity saving throw. Right. Rictavio passes.
Could I not use shield if necessary?
Not on that one. You can't make no.
Okay. Thought I'd check before I
Yeah.
forget.
So Reman, you take 34 points of damage. Damian, you take 19 points of damage. Barwolf, you take 19 points of damage. Brungrik, you take 24 points of damage. 2 zombies are dead.
That's 34 points of damage. Jeez.
That was everyone. Yep.
Way to go, Brun.
So that takes us to Ophelia's turn. Let me just mark off that spell for them. She will say, as Bella stepped forward and thrown the lightning bolt, she will say, "Oh, come, sister, let's have more fun than that. I would like Barwolf to make a wisdom saving throw, please."
Can you reload the map?
Yes, mate. 19, nice one, Lewis. Excellent. So what you can see is Ophelia. Her eyes turn black, jet black, as she starts to float slightly in the air, and she gestures towards Barwolf. And you very much get the impression that she was trying to compel you to run in fear for your life. Actually, don't you get advantage on?
I'm immune to frightened.
Right. Okay. So the saving throw was irrelevant because you couldn't. You've passed it anyway. But so that's Ophelia's go, which takes us.
To moi.
Yeah, I think what she'd probably do is she's sort of floated in the air with these black eyes. She'd move slightly further away behind Gertruda and the Hellhound. Yeah, go on then, Lewis. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put Brungrik inside slightly so you can all get past. Being as Valkyn's already done it.
I'm going to transform into a lichen as my bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm then going to charge in towards Bella and grapple.
Okay. Now I've got to do this now that you've. Does your armor change as well?
Armor stays the same, so basically I get everything that I've got now. I'm just a Worgen, so to speak, like off WoW.
How's that
I've
look?
got different appearance, but I get a few extra bonuses.
Bit wolfy? Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try and grapple Bella.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it then. So she is going to try. She's going to try and overpower you. She will roll 23 strength.
It's a good job I get advantage on strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now I'm a lichen.
My rolls are in tonight. You know what normally happens?
Just start making my new character.
12. Oh my god, that was with advantage as well.
It's only +1, mate. You couldn't have beat her anyway.
How do you only have a +1 to strength, Lewis? Are you a dex-based fighter?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the first time, you have actually warned the party of this. You had a sort of exchange of information, didn't you? And you told them that this could potentially happen. So for the first time, you've seen. Well, what does it look like then?
So after trying to be frightened, he kind of rips off his face mask, and a bit of like a blood mist steam comes off his body. And then as he's charging in the house, you just see him transform into part lichen as he charges into the house trying to grapple.
Yeah. Nice. So Rictavio's turn. Mr. Miller, how's Reman looking at the minute? Is he looking battered? That's a yes.
Yeah. I'm down to 20 something.
He's going to move slightly out of the way so the hags can't see him. And he's going to cast Cure Wounds on you then. Let's have a think. Let's do it fourth level. Mr. Miller, if you would roll 4d8 for me, please. I'll let you roll it.
$48.
19. So you get 26 hit points back.
Smash in.
Morganthus.
And I would say thanks, brother.
He'll say, stick to the plan. Take one down. It is Morganthus' turn. So lightning bolt has streaked through. Ophelia started floating in the air with her eyes turning black. and Ophelia was saying, let's have some fun. So far, it seems to be going in their favour. Morgantha will say, yes, sisters, fun it is. Brungrik, wisdom saving throw, please.
I think we have to add one to this.
No,
Yeah,
it'll be
20.
for your cloak. It'll be incorporated.
Is it?
It
Or
is. Yeah, because you've rolled a save. You were rolling checks last time, weren't you? When we were doing it wrong, but it will be. It should say just underneath +1 for saved.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
22.
yeah, what and you very much get a sense of this. She's tried to just invade Brungrik's mind, and you get a flashing images of. In fact, no, I'm not going to enrage you anymore. You get a flash. You're aware of the fact that she is trying to attack your mind, but in the state that you're in, you're able to overcome it. And that does actually take us to your turn. She is now concentrating on that effect, though, so she can do it next.
I think he's probably going to charge Bella.
Okay.
So bonus action rage.
Yep.
Charge Bella.
Yep.
And go for the attack with his axe.
Go for it.
Two-handed.
Yeah.
21 to hit.
Hits.
15 points of damage. Slashing damage.
Rage.
Max damage.
Nice. Axe shunk sticks into a side, and you can tell it hisses as it cuts her flesh. This is your magic axe is hurting her. Anything else?
No. Can't do anything else, can I? I'm in an enraged state
Damian.
for the next 10 rounds.
Seeing that the two of them have gone for Bella, I think what Damian would do is moving on Bella as well. He's gonna. Is there a way that can I move here so that she can't actually get melee reach with me?
Yeah, that's fine, mate. You've got a wolf between you and it, a Lycan wolf trying to grapple it. So yeah, plenty of space.
And then I'm gonna make some attacks against that. Fuck it, I'm gonna action surge as well at the same time, just to really like pop off. I'm gonna take the blood whip out and I'm gonna like crack it at her.
Go for it.
Just to see that what Brungrik's done. I'm also, just before we declare anything, as part of my superiority die, I can roll automatically before you declare it. I can make sure I hit, and I'm not sure if a 16 hits. Wait, do we know their armor class because we did like the full research?
Yeah. No, doesn't hit.
So I would have rolled my D8.
Sure.
To add to the top of it, which would have been make it an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
So that's one attack with the blood whip. So that's doing 12 points of slashing damage.
You didn't roll a 1, Jake. Well done.
I'm going to make another attack, which is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
It was so close to being a nat 1 as well. I'm going to expend another superiority die to add to the top of this attack.
Okay.
So that's 4, which makes it a 13 to damage plus another. Just another 1 point of damage.
Shame. Yeah.
But I'm still action surging, so I'm going to keep laying out some big hits if I can. That's a 19. That's 29 to hit.
Nice.
Plus, I'm going to use one more superiority dice for this encounter. So that's 11 plus another, just another one. Fuck's sake. And then
though, Jake.
one more hit. I'm gonna expend my final superiority dice just to make sure this fucker hits.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll over 2.
That's a 5.
Yeah.
To do another 12 points of slashing damage.
12 points of slashing damage. Right. Oh, I've just rolled initiative for her accidentally. Right, hold up. Bella was on 16. Okay. 16. That's a lot of damage, mate. That's pretty good. That's what you're after.
That's one, Jake.
Anything else?
I'm just having a little look because I haven't strictly. I technically wouldn't have to disengage to get out of the way for a few minutes.
No, you're not in melee.
So I think Damian would come in and just kind of back round the corner, just out of the way, and just say like, just kind of give Esmeralda the heads up of what's cracking off inside.
Okay. Seems reasonable.
And just say I've come out of the way just because we're heavily outnumbered in there at the moment.
Okay. Yes, and you've got your monk movement as well, so you can. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Gertrude's turn. She is all while all of this is happening, she's just giggling. And she'll look towards Morgantha at the top of the stairs and she'll say, what should I do, Mother? And Morgantha, she's going to point to one of 2. So I'm just going to roll a d4. 1 and 2 is Brungrik. And 3 and 4, so it's Brungrik. She... or Morgantha will say, she will say, remember the spell I taught you, my dear? And Gertrude is going to hop off the top of this box and move further away. And what you'd see is a black beam of energy just shoots straight out towards Brungrik. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Oh no, wait a minute! I'm telling you a lie. I've got to make a ranged spell attack. Right, sorry, mate. I roll a 23 to hit.
That hits.
So it's a ray of enfeeblement. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends, and it lasts for a minute. At the end of each of the target's turn, so at the end of Brungrik's turn, you can make another Constitution saving throw to end the effect.
I rolled really well then. God
Yeah,
damn it.
sorry, dude. And Gertrude, as it shot forward, she's going to sort of clap her hand. This is fun. I'm going to enjoy this. Direwolf's turn. Valkyn, what are you going to send him in? What are you going to tell him to do?
I'm going to send him in against Bella. Seeing as she's pretty. Oh no, she won't take damage from Direwolf, will she?
Yeah, but you'll get pack tactics.
She will take half damage. She's resistant to it.
Okay. Okay.
Do you get pack tactics in your werewolf form, Luke?
So yeah, send him into there. Yep, charges round. They've got 40 feet movement, so it can easily sort of lope round in towards Bella. So with advantage, you need to make just roll a d. roll 2d20 for me. Is what we'll do then, Andy. You get +5 to whichever is highest.
Is that me? Sorry.
No, Johnson.
Sorry, I was just reading up
So
on something.
16 is the
thought I messed
highest,
up.
+5, 21. So 25 hits. And you do 2d6, please, mate. 2d6 +3 damage. Uh, 6 + 3, 9. Half of that is going to be 4. Damage 4. However, the other feature of a direwolf, if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 strength. Should be easy for her, but let's give it to her anyway. Strength save. Natural 1. She's prone. The wolf has bounded in and knocked Bella onto her arse. All melee attacks against Bella now have advantage while she's on the floor. Hellhound's going to take a turn. It makes sense for me for the Hellhound to go for the direwolf.
This is some King Kong level shit. This is.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to use its fire breath towards the Hellhound. So from this Hellhound, it's glowing anyway. Its chest and its mouth glow as it sort of rears back, and fire erupts from it. It can only it's in a cone, but it can't hit anyone else. It can only hit the direwolf. So can you roll a d20 for me, Mr. Johnson? Which will be his dexterity saving throw.
Does the wolf get an attack of opportunity against that?
15.
15 passes. Against what, mate? Sorry.
Against the Hellhound doing that ability. That
No,
close
it's
range?
just stood in front of him, just breathing
Okay.
fire. If the Hellhound had backed away, then yeah. 66. So it's taking 10. The werewolf is taking 10 points of damage. I'll keep a track of that. It's not dead. That's taken beats, which puts
Quite
us on.
hardy, aren't they, direwolves?
They are pretty good, actually. It's not a bad beast to summon. And your bag of tricks, you get all of your fuzzy balls back, don't you, at dawn?
Yeah, I do. Can I cast all 3, can't I?
I believe so, yeah.
In one day, so I've still got 2 left.
Cool. Right, and I believe the shout for Esmeralda was to go for Bella. So she's going to go to there. And yeah, she's going to flank Brungrik then, and she's going to attack. Right, so right. Rapier will dive in. Hits 7 points of damage. Come on, Ez. Second one, 14, misses. Hand axe swings for a crit. Unfortunately, it's only 8 points of damage. 16, so 15 in total. Worse.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Damage is damage.
Yeah. So that's Ez's bit. Bella is now looking rough. She's the rest of the hags are still cackling, but Bella, you can see Bella is sort of looking over her shoulder as if she needs support. That takes us to the zombies. 2 zombies left. Now,
they've just been tasked to provide like a shield in front of the door and what have you. So I think they're just going to sort of move closer in rank, sort of thing.
Sure.
That
does take us to Reman then.
With that, Reman, so I can move, do something, and then continue my movement, can't I? So I'm going to move slightly to hopefully get a better look inside. And with that, can I? Zip's fine. Yeah, with that, I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on Bella.
Sure.
Sorry, Gertrude. Sorry. Is that? Yeah, it's Gertrude. She's the one that's. That's who we were after, wasn't it?
Gertrude is at the
There's
back.
been-
Bella's in the middle.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Gertrude is
Bella.
the little girl.
Yeah, sorry, it was Bella that I was after.
Okay.
Sorry, she's the one that's been quite battered, isn't it?
Yeah, she is, mate.
Yeah, so cast Toll the Dead onto Bella.
Yep.
So that will be she needs to roll a Wisdom saving throw. The 15 plus to succeed.
Wow, blimey, that's shit. I've just rolled a 6 and a 7, so she's 9. She's failed.
Okay, so she then gets, where's my doodles? So Toll the Dead, she will get 2d12 necrotic damage. Why is it only saying? Oh no, it's saying 2. Why doesn't? Oh, I'm not 5th level yet, am I? No, it's 2d8 of necrotic damage now.
No, it's 2d12, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, cancel that then. I'll roll 2.
Yeah,
It's only showing up.
It's D8 if she hasn't taken any damage. It's D12 if she has taken damage.
Yeah, I'll roll them again now. 2d12s. Eight.
Okay, not much difference anyway. Okay, that doesn't seem to have rocked her much. Doesn't seem to have phased her. She's still up. Anything else?
But with that, I'm just going to duck out of cover.
Okay.
For the rest of my.
Sure. Valkyn.
Cool. So, Bella's still down, yeah?
Bella's still on the floor.
Yeah.
She, as you sort of step through the threshold, you can hear bang, bang, bang. She's taken licks and she looks like she's blooded. You can see sort of dark black blood oozing from several wounds, and there's a wound from Brungrik's axe that is still hissing.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Sticking with plan A. To steal still invisibility, so still and to steal the, what's it called? I've forgotten the name of it.
Hearthstone. Yeah, but you're going to go for the back. Let's have a sleight of hands with advantage. I'm going to give her. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm rolling. She rolls a 14.
Easy, mate. Easy.
Come on.
Come on, Johnson. Come on, man.
Yes.
Not 20.
Get in there.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I see this all going tits up if this didn't work.
Yeah. That first roll, the first perception roll. Right. So she's not noticed. She doesn't know what's happened. Okay. What are you doing for the rest of your turn?
Can I cast a spell as my bonus action, mate?
If you've got a bonus action spell, mate, you can.
I've got a first level spell. Fairy Fire.
Isn't that an action?
I believe it is, mate.
Not bad.
Yeah, I know. I always think it's a shame that Fairy Fire to me feels as if it should be an action, but that's because I've read too many Dritz to Erden novels.
In which case, I'm going to get the hell out of there just to prevent them getting the thingy back.
Sure.
I've gotten it already.
You what? Sorry, mate.
What's it called? I've forgotten it already. What's it called?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Yeah. Are you
Hearthstone, yeah.
disengaging?
I'm disengaging and I'm going to get out of the windmill once again before
Sure.
I end my attack.
Doing a Zoid bird.
Can I be that utter rules? Can I be that utter rules lawyer?
Of course.
Technically, because you're invisible, you shouldn't have to disengage because the wording on opportunity attack is the enemy actually has to see you.
Yeah. All
He's
right.
not wrong, Dave. He's not wrong.
No.
Dave,
It's
but he's not wrong.
I did think that when you got that AOO.
Yeah.
I struggle with invisibility. It's I'm happy with that because I know, yeah. So you can dash away, put yourself away wherever you want.
Marvelous.
So this is go on.
No, it's all right. No, forget it. Sorry.
So this is going to be fun then. So Bella, as she's on the floor and she's sort of
Thought Barwolf went first.
No.
Yeah.
And then Bella, then Ophelia.
Yeah. It's changed for some
Did you-
reason. Go on then, Luke.
How's
Yeah,
that happen?
you went first, mate.
Oh.
You've probably got a higher dex as well because you got +4, +4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do 3 attacks in my Lycan form.
3.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Go
get a
on. Take that.
bonus action as a Lycan.
Okay.
So 19.
19 hits.
7 damage.
Okay, and this is melee damage.
They're
Yeah.
natural
So
attacks, aren't they?
natural attacks. Yeah.
Natural attacks. It's not magical though.
No.
Okay. Yep.
12.
12 misses.
26.
26 hits.
Oh, you bugger. 8.
Okay, so all of them were advantage. So you need to roll 2 of them again. See if you get a natural 20.
On hit.
Yeah.
Is anybody else's D&D Beyond playing up tonight?
No.
It
I
wasn't
can't see
until
Valkyn on map tools.
18.
I switched to hotspot into my phone, mate. I think that's just.
Is that because he's invisible? Or you can't? He's
Right,
out of your sight range.
He's just not on my map at all. He's not on the
Anything else then, Luke?
list either.
No.
Just how truly stealthy I am still.
Okay. So
No.
so now it's Bella's turn then. So like I say, this is where it's going to get interesting because she's going to start cackling, and she and then all of a sudden she stops and she's looking around and she's like patting herself as if to, where's my keys? Where's my Hearthstone? Strictly speaking, for her to turn ethereal, that's an action. That's all she's going to do. You see her on the floor. None of you, you're aware of the plan, but you don't know that Johnson's been successful. You can pretty much guess that he has, as you've got this night hag now who's on the floor and she's looking around saying, "Mercy, mercy, mercy," and she sort of hold her hands together. "Mercy, mercy! I'll drop the curse. I'll drop the curse." And she will say, if you kill me, she," and she points towards Gertruda, "she will join the coven." Which takes us to Ophelia's turn. Ophelia, who's just heard her sister, will start cackling. Ooh. And Ophelia's going to lightning bolt. Her sister, the dog, the wolf, Esmeralda, Brungrik, Barwolf, and the 2 zombies are just dead, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They were dead to start with.
Yeah. So, all of the above, please make a dexterity saving throw. is that enough to kill a sister? It is. Right. Okay. So the wolf. Can you roll a just a d20, please, Mr. Johnson, for the wolf?
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that's failing. That's yeah, it's dead. I'm afraid. He's going to take 33 damage, and it got 27 left. So I'm just going to delete the token for that because it frees up a bit of space. The Hellhound I've not done yet.
Not Lancelot.
Fails 40 weeks. A lot of damage. Let me do Esmeralda. She passes. 16. Brungrik takes 16 points of damage. Barwolf takes 15 points of damage. As Bella, as she's pleading, begging for you, this streak of lightning encases her. And all that's left is a blackened corpse as she's trying to beg for her life. I'm going to get rid of the token because it is very packed in there. And Morgantha will turn to Gertruda and say, "Welcome, my dear." Which takes us to Rictavio's turn. So Rictavio's sort of close enough to have heard and understood what's going on. And he's going to step forwards. Let me just have a think. Rictavio. How's everyone looking?
Brungrik's looking pretty rough.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. 45 and 52.
Who's looking rough?
Brungrik is.
Oh, I can't see Brungrik.
He can get to you. Yeah. I've for some reason Map Tools has stopped me from measuring, but it's his full.
Yeah, it's not a gridded map, is it?
Well, it should be.
Well, when I do
Oh,
some
don't matter.
things, it does the gridded movement, and that sometimes it just goes a straight line with the distance counter on the bottom.
Yeah, well, that snap to grid. I've turned off snap to grid because it's such a small area. There's no way we're gonna be able to grid play this.
Yeah,
But you should get a number regardless. But that number's gone
Yeah.
for me for some reason. Right, it's going to be a heal for Brungrik then. It's no. It's going to be 4th level again. 4d8 then, please, Sam, if you wouldn't mind. Plus 7, 21. He'll heal you for 21. He's left himself in the firing line though. Okay. And I could have counterspelled that as well. And he would have been aware of that. That was a misplay from the DM. But it's over now. So Morgantha's turn.
So we'll let you replay it, Dave, if it goes in our favour.
No, it won't.
Okay, what have they got left? They've got plenty left. Okay, so So Morgantha will say to Gertruda, she'll say, and this is what we do when we're together, dear. She is going to cast. Yeah, she's going to do it a 5th, I think. Okay, she's going to cast a spell at Esmeralda. Well, let me just work this action out. No, she can't. She is. Nope. Okay. No, she's going to go for brute force. She's going to lightning bolt. Esmeralda, Brungrik, Barwolf, and Van Richten all make dexterity saving throws.
22.
Right. Okay, so Brungrik takes 18 points of damage. Barwolf takes 36 points of damage. Okay, on to Brungrik's turn.
Brungrik will step forward towards the Hellhound and swing at him.
Okay.
Ugh, 7.
This,
Natural 1.
yeah, no good.
That's it.
Damian.
Damian is gonna move back in. I'm just gonna work out what I've got movement wise. Oh, so I can get up on the stairs quite easy within range of Morgantha. So I'm gonna try and do that.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna make 2 whip attacks against Morgantha.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be devil's advocate here, can she cast lightning bolt while she's concentrating on the other spell?
Yeah, because it's not concentration spells are only, you can't do 2 concentration spells, but you can do a concentration spell and something else,
Yeah,
so long as it's not a concentration.
Which is a point.
That's a 20.
Yeah, 24 hits, mate.
For 12 points of slashing damage with the blood whip.
Okay, mate. I've just made Constitution saving throws. In fact, Damian needs to make some Constitution saving throws as well.
Yeah, the second attack's going to miss.
Okay.
Damian got 20 for his Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, so you maintain protection from good and evil.
Just trying to think what else I've got as bonus action.
Take these halos off you now. You can see what's happening, can't you? Can you? Anything, Jake?
I'm just going to move back out of the way.
Okay.
Just so if anybody does go down, I can support with healing potions as well.
Okay. So that's Gertruda's turn now. So she was concentrating on Brungrik, but she's now got access to a lot more, so she's going to drop that concentration. Right, Esmeralda's in a real bad position there. path. There's plenty of those, so let's do it for. So Esmeralda needs to make a wisdom saving throw. She gets a +3 on it. She's passed, fortunately. So on a fail save, she's not frightened. Right, but at the end of Esmeralda's turn, she's got to make another save. So Gertruda, she's reveling in this new power as she gazes towards Esmeralda, and you can see that she's trying to attack her mind, and she's somewhat successful as Esmeralda sort of screams and rears back and turns as if she needs to attack her, which takes us to the Hellhound's turn.
Sorry, Dave, didn't I need to roll a Constitution saving throw for something? Spell effect.
Doesn't matter. It's ended.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have done, but you missed your attack, and the effect is now ended. Gertruda was concentrating on you with Ray of Enfeeblement, which is
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a low level spell, but she's now she's concentrating on a phantasmal killer that she's got on Esmeralda. Esmeralda's in trouble. The Hellhound has got a chance to recharge his fire breath. I'm gonna get one of you boys to roll this for me. Can Mr. Miller roll a d6 for me, please? If you roll a 5 or 6, it gets its fire breath back.
A D6. 4.
Doesn't get its fire breath back, so it's going to try and bite.
Did you choose me because I rolled crap?
Nah, I think it's all on Esmeralda. This could be real bad. Let's attack Esmeralda. That's 13 points of damage, 11 piercing, 2 fire. 2 damage on it. Okay. And Esmeralda's turn. She's looking ropey now. She will say the plan must stay the same, and she will charge up the stairs. But what she's going to do is she's going to take 3 swings towards Morgantha. 11 misses, 10 misses, 4 damage. And she's going to stand. She's not going to move out of melee range, but she's going to stand with her back to the wall. And she tries to make it look. You can just see. She tries to make it look like she's stumbled, leaving space up the stairs. Should someone wish to get past. At the end of her turn, she needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, she's rolled a natural 1, which means the Phantasmal Killer is going to go off. And as she does, Esmeralda crumples to the floor, dead.
Dead, or is she like saving throws?
She's saving throws. Yeah. Okay, top of the round, Reman. He's gone. No, he's there.
Did you roll advantage
I was just
on
being
those saves, Dave?
I was just being a nosy neighbour.
Oh, here. No, her protection's gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was she failed a Constitution save.
Okay, right, so I'm gonna move so that I can get a glimpse of what's going on inside.
So what you'd see is everything that you've seen is that the Hellhound is looking ropish. The only hag that seems injured is Morgantha on the top of the stairs, and Gertruda and Ophelia.
I can't see Morgantha at the top of the stairs, can I?
Not from there. Can you move further around?
No.
There you can. If your movement took you to there, you can see it. You'd manage that,
Yeah.
mate. That's not 30.
So Morgantha's at the top of the stairs. Right, I shall. I think I'm just going to try and lob a firebolt at her.
Okay. Morgantha.
At Morgantha, if she's looking so ropey.
No, she's not. She's looking healthy, but she's the only one that's been
sorry,
hit.
I thought you said she was ropey.
No. She's.
The Hellhound's ropey.
The Hellhound. Where? I can't. There it is, Hellhound. Yeah, I'll check. It's the hags and that do potentially more damage to us than the Hellhound, isn't it?
Yeah. We need to put the hags down because we still need to put a hag down.
Yeah.
Because they've just formed another coven. But I think we got a bit of information about what kind of magic was really good to use against them and what wasn't.
You had to jog my memory on that. Sorry, there was something kicking off outside.
It's okay. I'm sure they said we got told what some of their resistances was. We did, didn't we? Go through it when we were talking about tactics.
Yeah. I want to be using my Necromancer damage and that on them, really, don't I?
I think they're resistant. Fire or ice?
Cold and fire.
Yeah. So I will. I've moved too far. So Morgan, I'm going to. I think I'll start hitting off at Morgantha with. I'm going to try chill touch on her.
Is that a range of touch?
A range of 120 foot.
Oh, okay, right. So you can hit it. It's cold damage, is it?
No, it is necromancer.
Okay.
Necrotic.
Good. Yep.
So you create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature to assail if the chill of the grave. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Until then, the hand clips to the target. If you hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of the next turn. The spell increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level. 8d8. So, chill touch. 18.
18 hits.
To hit.
Yep.
And 12.
Okay. Anything else?
And then I'm just going to pop out of sight. So what did I move there? It's about 20, wasn't it? So.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, Valkyn's up.
So, because I've already had a go at Morgantha at the pit pocketing her, does that give me some sort of disadvantage against trying again?
No. I mean, No, you don't believe so. The battle's sort of going backwards and forwards, and you are invisible. So, are you going to try again?
Yeah, because I don't. Well, I've got Ophelia and I've got Morgantha. I don't know if Gertruda has a Heartstone yet. She's just been accepted into the coven. So, being as Morgantha's already taken a bit of damage, I'm going to try and go for Morgantha again.
Sure.
Which
What I'll
is
say
my-
then, make a stealth roll, just to see if. I don't know why I asked you to make stealth rolls. They're just ridiculous. Right. Okay. Yes, you are going to get past her passive perception easily.
So I shall move my 27 feet.
Yeah.
It was before. 27.
Yeah.
Roll sleight of hand to take the Heartstone again.
I rolled a natural 1. Just don't roll a natural 1 with advantage, mate. If you roll 2 1s now, give up.
I've done it before, Dave. As you know.
Right. Smashing. So Morgantha hasn't noticed that you've lifted her Heartstone.
Okay.
What are you going to do now?
Still the
Rinse and repeat. I mean, I need to sort of get the Heartstones out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want, if I die, I don't want them to then find them back to square one. Finish it.
Okay. Put yourself where
I'm
you
going
need to go.
to extract.
Sure.
Am I the only one that can't see Valkyn on the map? Or in the initiative order?
He's there.
I can't see him either.
Oh,
I told you, that's how good at stealth I am.
he's pretty stealthy.
It transcends the fourth wall, like Deadpool.
Okay then, Luke, you're up.
You know what? Sod it. I'm going to take. I'm going to do initial attack at the Hellhound.
Sure. You're going to have to step forwards a little bit.
With my ranged weapon.
Ooh. In which case you're not.
Which is a crossbow, which has silver bolt.
Okay.
So I'll do one attack on that one. 17.
17 hit.
8 points of damage.
Okay, yep.
Again. Yeah, you know what? I'll attack the Hellhound again with the crossbow.
Yeah. Have you got?
So I've got crossbow expert. So
sounds. Yeah.
26.
26 hits.
6.
6, I believe. I've just clicked. 6. How do you take that one down?
So basically, everybody's looking at Barwolf at the minute, quite confused that a werewolf can bring a crossbow off his waist. Fires 2 quick shots, like
Right.
the Hellhound straight in the head, which drops it.
Cool. Any movement?
Well, actually, because I've got crossbow expert, and I can have one more bonus action to fire one more crossbow bolt.
Okay, if you say so. I'll take your word for it.
Which I'm going to. Sorry, I'll shoot it at Morgantha.
Okay, you would be aware of the fact with the discussions and because of the nature that Silver is going to do full damage against the Night Hag.
24.
24 hits.
7.
Right. So now I know she was concentrating on something, but I've got to ask the question. She was concentrating on Phantasmal Killer, so she needs to make a Constitution save. Ooh, 9. She fails. She drops Phantasmal Killer. I'll do it slightly as well. Okay. Any movement then?
No, I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Ophelia's turn. She was concentrating on Eye Blight, which she's going to bring round towards. Who's potentially the biggest threat to her? Barwolf's probably the biggest threat to her. You're the healthiest. You haven't taken any hits.
Remember, if you down me, I'll just transfer back into a human as well. Ooh.
That's nice, mate. That's nice. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to send that. Okay. So as the eye, this black eye sweeps back towards Barwolf, I'm going to ask you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
5. Fucking hell.
Yeah. And she's for Eye Blight. There's three to choose from. She's going to choose Asleep. You fall unconscious.
Okay.
Let me just tell you that. Yeah, so you're asleep. If you take any damage, or another creature uses its action to shake you, you wake up. But they're the only conditions that you do actually come round.
Right.
Of which Rictavio's go. He's going to use his action to shake you. He's going to move, and then he's going to move out. So yeah, that was yeah. Never mind. Morgantha. Running out of slots. Let's see. That 4. Brungrik, wisdom saving throw, please.
15.
15 passes. So she's trying to attack your mind. You are not frightened, but you're going to have to make another wisdom saving throw. At the end of each of target's turn, so at the end of your turn, you're going to have to make another wisdom saving throw. She is now concentrating. So if you remind me of that at the end of your turn, it's your turn now, so hopefully we'll remember. So Brungrik, she's attacking your mind again, and she's concentrating on the spell. You would be aware of that. Esmeralda's on the floor in front of.
So out of the 3, he's going to go for Morgantha.
Okay.
He's got, though he's obviously in this enraged state, he's still got enough sense of mind that now she's the problem. You know, he's got a choice of 3 targets. She's the obvious target because
Sure.
it's the second time she's gone for him.
Yep.
So he'll charge up towards her and take a swing at her with his axe. 25.
It's
10 points damage.
damage.
And then I think it's a concentration check.
It is, dude. Yes, mate. Concentration. Rolls 13. So you need to make a wisdom save.
Oh, was that enough to pass, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you got 10 into it.
Yeah, it is.
16.
16 passes. Spell breaks.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd have been a lot of damage as well. Damian.
Damian's gonna come back in. He's gonna get up onto the bottom of the stairs, and he's gonna crack 2 whip attacks at Morgantha,
Go for it.
the dirty woman. Just bear with me like 5 minutes while D&D Beyond decides to load up again. That's a 15 to hit. That's just
Misses.
a miss.
Yeah.
And then a 24 to hit
Yep, that hits.
for 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
It would be an action, wouldn't it, to try and get. Can I make another attack with the blood whip? Obviously, just like as a bonus action, like with my offhand.
No.
No, man.
I know that's a bit too much, mate. That.
That's okay. I'm gonna kind of withdraw again.
Yeah.
Just.
You're getting very good at that, mate. That's quality. Okay, that takes us to Gertrude's turn. She was concentrating on Phantasmal Killer. Why? Who was that on? Oh no!
It was on Ez, wasn't it?
Did she take Ez down?
I think so.
Okay. In which case, yes, that's right. So she still has Phantasmal Killer active, and she's going to turn it. She's got a choice of two. In fact, it's reasonably fair. I'm going to ask Mr. Johnson. Can you roll a D4? 1 and 2, it's Brungrik. 3 and 4, it is Barwolf.
1d4.
Yes, please. It's Brungrik. Wisdom saving throw, please, dude.
15.
15 passes. You're going to need to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
Oh god.
No, mate.
Here.
So Gertrude is trying to attack your mind as well. As rolls, fails first death saving throw. Mr. Miller.
Yeah. So I've lost my map tools a minute. There we go. I am going to move to have a look. I am going to cast Toll the Dead onto Morgantha. So it's a wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay. Rolls 22.
Okay. So she takes.
I don't think she takes anything, mate.
No, she does. If she saves, if she succeeds on a wisdom saving throw, she takes 2d8 necrotic damage. If she didn't succeed, she'd take 2d12 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Ten.
Right, so.
And then I'm gonna move out the way.
Okay. Valkyn.
Time to do some damage, I think. So I'm going to got room besides Brungrik enter on this stairwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to saddle up my side so I get my sneak attack.
Okay.
Learning start with my silver sword. Do I get advantage if I'm invisible?
Yeah.
Cool. 17
just hits.
Cool.
This with the short sword?
Yeah, the silver short sword.
Oh, it's silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just hit is all you need.
So damage plus your sneak attack.
Is it? 46.
So 5 plus 46.
Nine points.
Mate. Okay, that's rubbish. 14. Miller,
Yeah.
because it's a cantrip, if she passes the save, she takes nothing. If she's already taken damage, she takes d8s. If she's
That's not where
have a read.
I thought you.
So anything else from Valkyn?
How's Morgantha looking?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, Dave. My bad.
She's still not aware that what you've done. You've just stabbed her now. So she's looking ropey. She's looking as if she's impressed, but in terms of how is she physically looking, she's a bit bruised. She's a bit battered. But you can tell that she's in the fight.
Yeah, I'm going to disengage because I forgot to do something at the start of my turn. Disengage.
Okay.
Yeah, Esmeralda's still in the way. I can't move. Can't move him. I can use my bonus action to dash out.
Yeah.
Back where I was.
Yeah. So that takes us to Barwolf.
You put me there, Dave. I can't move myself.
Oh, I'll get you.
I'm going to take a few pot shots at. Actually, no. I'm going to take a pot shot at Gertruda with my crossbow.
Okay.
Just because.
Just because.
Because I
20.
can.
Yeah, 20 hits.
7.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a pot shot at Morgantha.
Okay.
13.
13 misses.
Try again. 15.
15 misses.
Ah. All in all, that's my turn.
Okay. Ophelia's turn. She's still concentrating on eye blight. Actually, Barwolf has taken hits, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. What would she do? Really low on slots. So let's cast. I'm going to go with good old lightning bolt again. And it's just going to be against Barwolf.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dex
Right.
save.
Second life, mate. Second life.
21.
21 passes. So you take 15 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
So Rictavio's turn. How's Barwolf looking?
I've got 6, but if you get that down and then revert back to 54.
Okay. Shouldn't you be seeing if you attack randomly?
With the wisdom saving, if you drop me, so after that attack, next round, yes.
Right. Okay, so in which case Rictavio would be aware of this, Van Richten would. So he's going to step there, heal, and then step back. And he's going to heal you at... third. So 3d8 plus 7, please, mate, and then you can heal those. Which takes us to Morgantha's turn. She's kind of
3d8 plus 7.
Yes, mate, and then just heal yourself up. What's she on? Right, Morgantha's going to go through the rigmarole similar to Bella. She's going to cackle in Brungrik's face, almost as if she's saying bye-bye, and then, wait a minute, nothing's happened, and she'll start patting herself and realise that the Heartstone's gone, and she'll look towards where Valkyn went with daggers, and that takes us to, in fact, no, I'm going to rewind. She's gonna charge forwards. Right, I'm gonna have to put her on grid. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and she's going to appear outside, and she's going to be running towards Valkyn, hissing. Brungrik, would you like an opportunity attack?
Of course, Dave.
Of course I
20
will.
to hit.
Yeah.
How does she
8
know where
points
I am?
damage.
Good point. She's running. Okay, she's running outside. Good point, mate.
So I think somebody else gets an attack of opportunity as well.
Yep,
So she took 8 points, mate.
got it.
From me.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yep. No, I only did a 6. Let's do 2 more. Go on then, Luke.
Just an attack roll, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think crossbow, you can't. No, so it'd be a slash.
11.
No. Oh, mate. So appearing outside. So that was. Yeah, no. So that's action movement. Yeah. So it's Brungrik's turn then.
He'll charge after her.
Okay, go for it.
Attack her again.
Go for it.
13.
No good. Damian?
I'm just having a quick look at one thing, but I'm gonna attack Morgantha.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking the rules on Flurry of Blows. Yeah. So because I've got it as my monk weapon, I'm now technically within 5 feet because she's moved into my range.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my attack action. So I'm gonna use the Blood Whip first to make 2 attacks against her. The first one's a nat 20.
Yes.
Yes.
Suck it, you little bitch. That's a 14 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Do you get to double your modifier, or is
No.
it just double the? Yeah, I
Double
thought
the amount of dice that you roll. Well,
yeah.
that's in the rule book, and I like the rule book for
Yeah. No. Second attack is a 27 to hit.
Okay.
To deal another 11 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then I'm just that fucked off with her that I kind of pull my whip back into my hand, and then I'm just gonna try and pummel her straight in the face.
Go for it.
For a 24 to hit with the first one.
Yeah. First one. Yeah.
Yeah, because you get 2 extra hits, so that's 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's not magic, is it?
No, it's going to be halved because of a resistance.
Okay.
And then he gets his second one, which is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
And then that point, that's 6 points of damage. So he's going to come in 2 whip attacks. He's going to move in close. He's going to crack her in the nose with his fist, and then he's going to come back in with an elbow straight to the side of her head.
And how does she drop?
I can't kill her.
No, but she'd still be unconscious because. Oh no, it's not a non-lethal damage, is it?
Oh, I forget every time.
Unless technically, because she's the hag that's bestowed the curse on me.
No.
She should be allowed to die because of that.
Well, what I was gonna do before you actually killed her, because I was thinking, oh no, she's safe. As you pummel her, as all of this happens, she drops to her knees and she'll say, "Peace. I'll reverse the curse. I'll only be able to reverse the curse if you let me live."
Yeah.
Well, technically, she's on 1 hit point now, while she's on her knees. So she could do it anyway.
So Gertrude's turn.
Did you say, Damian? Okay, no worries. I'll not kill you.
I really want to kill her once this curse is broken. I want to end her.
I think Gertrude.
Can we flip for it, Jake?
How about we both stick her at the same time?
I
Can we
think.
do that, Dave?
Yeah.
I thought I were.
Gertrude at this point, she's new to this game, and she you can tell that she's a little bit uncertain, and she starts looking around as if to say, "I'm not sure about this," and she's actually going to start to run upstairs. So she's going to get. Oh, I'm going to have to put it to grid again. So she's there. 5, 10, D, 20, 25. So I'll give Barwolf an opportunity to attack if you wish.
Go on. 27.
27 hits.
11.
So she takes resistance 5 from that. But she actually makes it upstairs, and she's pegging it. She's running big time. Gertrude's 2 death saves failed. Okay. Where is? Okay, so we've now got Reman. So you can see. I think we're going to have to sort of flip to roleplay mode a little bit now. So Damian, Morgantha's looking like she's trying to peg it. She's down on the knees. She's on 1 hit point. She's surrounded by you, and she's just surrendered. She said, "No, I'll reverse the curse. Only I can do it. The others can't do it. But if you kill me, the curse will last forever." What will Reman do?
He is going to tell her to reverse the curse now.
Okay. Let's roll. Go on, mate.
Or die.
Right. That sounds like intimidation to me then. And I'm going to roll. So her insight is 13. And here's the question I'm going to ask for Reman to answer then. Do you mean that?
Yes.
Okay. So roll your intimidation. You've got to beat 13.
Intimidation. I'm not very intimidating.
You're a necromancer, dude, surely. Oh, -2. Natural 20. She believes you, obviously. And she will, at this point, she will say, "Do I have your guarantee that you'll keep me alive?"
I will guarantee I will not kill you.
and then she turns round to Damian. Would be the best target, and she will sort of attempt to grab on. Kind boy, kind man, keep me alive. Me alive, and I will reverse the curse.
He can't be charmed because of his protection from good and evil from her, and he'd literally just turn around and just say, "Revert the curse now."
Okay, now because she believed, because Miller rolled well, she will say, "Okay, and she'll. It's gone, and you can feel it. Both of you can feel the curse has gone, and she will start to say, "We will not bother you anymore, my sisters and I. I will not touch you." And she starts to stand as if she's going to leave.
I'm gonna take the blood
Well-
whip out and kill her.
Oh. I said while this was going on, Brungrik probably would have realised she surrendered, stopped being raged, and gone and cast Spare the Dying on as stop her to do death saving throw.
Okay.
She'd seen the surrender.
Yeah.
And sort of calmed down a bit, and then gone and Spared the Dying on Ez.
Okay. While all this is happening, then, Barwolf, you would see Ophelia looking as if she's going to try and step into the ethereal.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make any move?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Blood Curse of Binding.
Nice.
Try and succeed on a strength saving throw, please.
Okay. What's your DC?
15.
She gets +4 to save. You roll it yourself, mate. So you got to roll 11 or less.
And you amplify it.
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
Lou. Come on, mate. Come on.
If you amplify
Oh,
Oh no! No, she passed. That means she passes, doesn't it? Bollocks.
yeah.
can't you amplify it, though? With
I
blood
can, but it has no effect over the strength saving
Right,
throw. It
okay.
just affects the type of creature that it can.
Gotcha.
So if I amplify it, I could hold a dragon in place or something.
Right, I didn't know whether it like made the DC harder.
Yeah. Sorry, I got it the wrong way around. I was celebrating prematurely. So, Ophelia steps into the ethereal. Gertruda's upstairs, and we need to figure out who between Valkyn and Damian are going to get the his rollies. Both roll a
Oh.
d20.
Roll off.
Do you know, because my Curse of Binding is a bonus action, could I have a pop shot as well?
Oh,
Ooh, 4 to beat, Jake.
4 to beat.
yeah. You bastard, Jake. You bastard.
I can't find my D20. It's not coming up.
Well, looks like it's all yours then, Johnson.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'll take that, mate. I'll take that all day long.
It's not coming up on fucking D&D Beyond.
Would you roll your
Like,
D20,
like
Jake?
all of the other ones are.
Let me roll your D20.
Yeah, but if you roll trash, Johns, don't worry, I'll roll it on my. It's open on my other computer. I've got this.
On your other computer. So by
Yeah,
the time
I'm working. Yeah, about 6
What
weeks
needs
later, we'll finally know what's happening.
Jake, do you want me
That's
to roll it for you?
a bit of a humble brag, that wasn't it? My other computer.
I mean, like I'm working on so many. I'm having to work on so many different devices at the minute because just it doesn't work. Like the 3 weeks it takes to load up the.
No, because Andy's got
Right.
those Hearthstones now. Can we travel into the ethereal, or is it just night hags?
it's just night hags. However,
Do give us something, I think.
yeah, they do have properties. I'll
It's
tell you.
40.
I thought about destroying them to prevent them getting them back, but then I thought, what if they give us
Yeah.
some sort of.
I think they cure disease. Okay then, Jake, you're gonna have to You're gonna have to do 1 damage to her, mate.
That's okay. Let's make a hit with my blood whip then.
Yeah, it's not quite coup de grace, is it?
For a natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, rip her in half.
That's
Finished.
for 5 plus 9, so 14 points of damage she takes.
How do you want to kill her?
I'm just gonna like bring the blood whip out. I'm gonna crack it straight in between her eyes and almost like bring it down. And as the cat claws like sink in, just gonna split her head in half.
Nice. So,
And I'll be like, "That's for Niloren and all of the others we've lost because of your shitty curses."
I'm so fucking jealous, Joe.
so
You
she
can piss on a
I
corpse.
really want to do that.
she crumples and falls to the floor. What you can hear is upstairs. You can hear sort of frantic movement, as if someone's moving lots of furniture and trying to barricade her in. And you very much get the impression that Gertruda is upstairs, and she, by the sounds of it, she's trying to barricade herself in. You get the impression that she does not have the ability to turn ethereal.
So can we run upstairs and go and find her?
You can. I think at this point it's just a formality. I'm not going to run through the whole combat. Mr. Johnson, how would you like to kill Gertruda? You can explain the whole situation if you like.
So I'm going to make my way upstairs very calmly, especially strolling upstairs. I'm going to sort of confront her. Can I get to her, or is she really well barricaded in?
She's attempting to barricade herself in. As far as I'm concerned, mate, as a collaborative story, do what you want. You can be invisible. You can do whatever you want, Leo.
Do I have the ability to make myself not invisible?
Yep.
Cool. So, no longer invisible. I'm casually sort of moving the chairs out of the way of a feeble attempt to try and barricade herself in. I grab her by the back of the head by her hair, pull her head back, and I say, whereas the others may be of noble blood, I am not. I am not to be trusted. And I grab my silver short sword and I ram it through his throat, through the top of the head.
Nice. So this, yeah. I mean, she still appears like a 13-year-old girl, but doesn't care. Valkyn doesn't care, and she drops to the floor as you all of a sudden your purpose, your sense of everything that you're about returns to you, and it feels good as the warm blood drips down your arm. Well, I'm going to prematurely give you level 8. You are not leveling up. You are not leveling up for a long time. But I'm only giving you level 8 because this is a massive milestone for you. Ophelia's on the run, but the curse has been removed.
She's covenless as well now.
She's covenless.
Any loot? Loot.
Will he not have any sort of chance of reforming that coven if they recruit other?
What you'll know, three of you would know this. Van Richten, Damian, when he's looking through his book, and Barwolf would know, and possibly actually Reman as well. Whatever. How hags propagate is when a human baby is born, they eat the baby and then give birth to it again. This is without the knowledge of the human mother. The human mother then raises it until it gets to a certain age, normally 12, 13 years old, when the hag has to breastfeed it while it's young as well. It's a whole ritual thing. When they get to puberty, teenage years, the the hag can go and claim it again and turn it, and that's what happened to Gertruda. It doesn't necessarily state that in the book, but that's reading up on hags, and Gertruda's about a 13-year-old girl. Instead of the storyline for Gertruda, I thought this was a much better way to handle Gertruda. And it was just the surprise element for you as well, which I quite enjoyed. So it's going to be, unless they have these children around Barovia, which you're never going to find out, then it could be another 13 years until another hag appears. You believe that you're safe from the hag now.
So we've killed 3 of them, haven't we?
Yes.
Shall we search the windmill then?
You can search the windmill.
I'm putting it to the group that I have a little short rest, and then I'm going to raise the 3 to be zombies.
Yeah, not going to happen in Brungrik's book.
Just to torture them some more.
He's going to burn the windmill down with Theron's body in it.
Yeah, but the hags don't have to be in it.
Only after we search the windmill and Barwolf
Yes.
noticed some really nice braces on Theron.
Uh-huh.
So there are braces on Theron. Help yourself, mate. I don't think well, unless anyone has any objections to that. No, it's
What were the braces that Theron had?
Braces of archery.
Oh, are they?
And I'm going to offer back the pearl to Damian, as I said I would do.
Damian would just kind of like clench the pearl back into your hand, and he'd just kind of like say, "Keep it."
So Rictavio would heal Esmeralda. So she's not dead. That would have been close. In terms of searching, when you look through the whole of the windmill, you go up to the second floor, where it looks like the hags kept. Well, they didn't sleep, but it looks like they've got beds, and underneath some of the beds there's 6 pieces of jewellery. However, they're very cheap looking. They're only worth about 25 gold each. And there is absolutely nothing else in the windmill. You see in cages, cages built for what you suspect would be small children. In fact, in the cages you see a stuffed doll in one corner. But at this point, they're all empty. And there's nothing else in the windmill.
Did you get that, Jake?
So it's 6 gold. Was it 6 pieces of jewelry, 25 pieces each of gold?
Correct. So, shall we roll hit dice? Because I do like to roll a hit.
Oh shit! We need to level up now, don't we?
Yes.
I have no idea which one to go there.
Mr. Johnson, are we going to play around with your character as suggested?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We'll perhaps do that before the game starts tomorrow, if you have time.
Yeah. Yeah. Do. What time? What time is starting tomorrow?
What is it? 8ish again, all right, for everyone?
8ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to go on for about 2:30?
Yeah, I'll nip on. If what I'll normally do is I'll set everything up about 7, and I'll be coming and going. So if I see you on Discord, I'll say hello if you're there. Then we'll sort it. It should only take me 5 minutes to talk you through it. So anytime from 7 onwards, if you're there and you're going to answer me, then we'll sort it. If not, then we'll sort it just before the game.
Yeah, I'll try and.
Yeah, so we won't roll your hit dice now. But if everyone else wants to roll,
so was it? It's just roll one die, isn't it?
yeah, D6 for you, Millet. Unless you're going to multi-class.
Unless I'm going to multi-class.
Just roll a
Do
D6.
So it's for me. It's 3 plus my Constitution modifier into.
Hell.
Did you roll 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled a 2.
Yeah. You sticking with blood hunter, Luke? Have a think. Don't commit to it now if you don't want to.
No, I've got an idea.
Yeah?
But I'm gonna have a play with it before I go to bed tonight.
Okay, mate. Okay.
Whether I'm going to take another level in monk or take a level in fighter.
And if I take another level in Blood Hunter, I get another feat.
Okay. Right, here's a question for you then. So the hags are down. What's next session?
We've got a
Burn the
few
windmill.
things that we needed to do.
What about what's that
Then-
castle that we need to go to?
So
The castle.
Yeah, the Silver Dragon.
Oh yeah, we need to go to Argynvost Holt, don't we?
Argynvost, that's it.
Also, I think, from what I remember, if we go to Kresk, that will be one of the tarot cards. I'll have to look back at the tarot card, but there's an abbey there that there's something amiss. Lewis knows about it because me and Theron visited Kresk on the way to meet you guys.
Yeah.
And obviously I know your new character, Barwolf, doesn't know, but do you remember?
There's also the Amber Temple. Is it the Amber Temple? Do you remember what Kira was talking about to Rillik?
We need to go to the Amber Temple.
Spoke to the elves, didn't we, at the camp, and said that we'd journey with them up to the temple. Do that as well.
A few things that we need to do. We still got artifacts to get hold of to.
While you're talking about that, that's where Reman would say, I was on my way to the Amber Temple before I met you guys. So I'm quite keen to go there.
I reckon burn the windmill down, go to a pub somewhere and have a chat, and we'll think about it overnight.
All right, I'll wing it then.
Well, Argynvost Holt is potentially on the way back to Kresk, isn't it?
Argynvost. Why don't we go and do Argynvost then? Because I want to go and see what's cracking up there anyway.
Yeah, you've got Argynvost Holt. Esmeralda's going to throw into the equation the fact that she's found this werewolf den, or she mentioned to you there's a werewolf den which is north of Kresk, the other side of the Baratok, Lake Baratok. Let's have a think. You've not been to Berez, which is the flooded village. Argynvost Holt you've not been to. Amber Temple you've not been to. You've got business to still do in Vallaki. There's reports of a mad mage north of Lake Zarovich. There's still plenty to do. So have a think. What would be nice for the Dungeon Master is if you're having a chat tomorrow on text that I can read, and then there's a definitive plan that when I turn up I can have planned something, and then your sons of bitches change your mind anyway. But
while we're all here, what to follow the story? Esmeralda's helped us with the hags, hasn't she? Why don't we burn the windmill down, go to Kresk, and then go and do the werewolf?
Yeah, it's only fair we help her out.
Because that way, then we can go to Kresk, go and see what Kresk is all about, and then do the werewolf den. It's all up in that bit, and then Dave knows where we're going then, and we've got a plan of what we're doing as well. And it kind of ties in then, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Actually, though, it might be worth looking at where things are situated on the map, because we might as well kind of like work our way back across and do almost like useful things at each point, working back across, if that makes sense, because then we can kind of eliminate things off the list that we need to do. But we can be working towards the destination, almost like stop off at locations that we've got other shit to do.
Sound. Because I'll stop the recording in a second. The only other thing I'll say is what Sam said. Don't get distracted from it, Sam. Check your Taraka card readings as well.
Yeah.